Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back here to the Gammain Sports Ground for the start of the Riverina Football League home and away season for the Gammain Grong Madong Lions first game. So this afternoon, once again, same as last. So the camera work's been done by Baz Leffler, and here with me this afternoon, oh by the way, my name's Guy Purcell. I should have mentioned that earlier, but you probably know that already. But here with me, our main game day commentator, Andrew Corbett. Good afternoon to you, Andrew.
Thanks very much, Guy. Great to be back once again to football. Of course, last year didn't quite reach the finals with the season being called off because of COVID, and hopefully we can get a season in this year.
Yeah, that's all we can ask for, Andrew. With the community's learning to live with COVID. There's plenty of COVID around, and hopefully it's not affecting too many people, but we're getting used to being testing and isolating if you've got a problem, and footy clubs have had to adjust to that too, the same as schools and workplaces and what have you. But cracking afternoon on this autumn day. We've had 30 mils of rain here at Gammain on Friday, and the ground couldn't be better. The boys have they poured plenty of water onto it because the dam's been full after the generous summer with the rain. So it's a great day for a spectacle here, Andrew, between the clash of the Riverina, the top cats of the Riverina, the cats of the competition, the Gammain Grong Madong Lions and the Wagga Tigers. So, Andrew, we might run out of time to go through all the changes, but if you can give a few quick updates on the Lions, and also quickly, people want to know Riley. How's Riley going over there in South Australia?
Yeah, Riley's over at West Adelaide in the SANFL, lining up with them at the moment. Just coming off a month's injury break, and looking forward to his first game next week.
Well, there you go, viewers. You can catch up and follow that news for how Riley's progressing over there with his career. It will be missed here in that spearhead position, Andrew. The Lions have filled that with George Alexander, that right?
Yeah, George was with the club last year, and they're looking to have a few more goal kickers from some of their smaller forwards this year. Just change things up a little bit, and they're got some new players in. Mitch Taylor from the Bathurst Giants, Zach Forostenko, he played with North Albury last year, and also Connor Krebser from Lockhart playing today, who's new to the club. So we're interested to see how those three fellas go.
And the Lions have had a good pre-season, couple of hit-outs, Andrew.
Yes, they had two trial games. One against East Lake Demons in the Canberra football competition, and one in the against North Albury from the O&M. So two good trial games there, two good hit-outs, and the Lions performed very well in those trials.
So probably a good opportunity, a good shout-out to the Lions women's side that took out the premiership, the Riverina Premiership last Friday night in Wagga in front of a big crowd, and that was terrific to see, and that's possibly set the season up, Andrew, even though you don't get too far ahead of yourself with football. But the Lions in their 40th year, they'd love to dominate and get through to the finals in high up the ladder, and so that's really something to look forward to for the year.
Yeah, yes. Last year's competition, the Lions, when the season drew to a halt, were on top of the ladder. Wagga Tigers were third, yes, congratulations to the girls' footy team on a good victory there in the Riverina girls' competition. Also, we were victorious in the Ardeth and Barellan cricket competition this year. So,
Well, there's been some good achievements in the off-season, and a shout-out to, I think, best on ground for the girls last Friday night was Brooke Walsh. And Brooke had her wedding on Friday. Congratulations to Brooke and Josh Corbett on their wedding. And knowing a bit about Brooke, she was probably best on the ground at the wedding. Not that I know, I wasn't there, but I'm sure it was a great night, and they'll have great memories of that.
Yeah, so looking at the two sides today, this should be a good even contest. I know both sides have got a few players out, but also just noticed there that Jesse Manton, Tigers recruit that has won the Quinn Medal previously for the Wagga Tigers, is playing today. He was going to be an out, but he's in the side out there on the field. So along with Murray Stevenson, their coach, and new recruit Ben Gould from Colcan, they'll be looking to assert their authority early on this game and get the ball rolling and get a good start.
So the toss has been won. Been affected or not? We're waiting here.
I'd say the Lions are going to be kicking to the right of the screen and the Tigers will be kicking to the left.
Right, so here at the Gammain Sports Ground, the right of your screen is the road end, and the other end, the railway end or the dam end, sometimes Andrew refers to it. And then of course out on the outer flank is our scoreboard, and we'll try and keep you up to date with the scores as it's happening.
Yep.
But I'll hand over to Andrew now. He'll start off this first home game for the Lions here at Gammain Sports Ground.
So umpire Nathan Brooks has got hold of the ball, ready to throw it up here to start this game here on a Sunday afternoon. Jacob Olsen wins the first tap down to Aaron Proctor. He shovels the ball out, picked up by the Wagga Tigers young fella, and he's wrapped up in a strong tackle. And the umpire will ball it up there. Up it goes again. Brody Morton in the ruck for Tigers. Tap down to the feet of Manton. It's locked up on the ground there once again, and umpire Nathan Brooks will call for a ball up.
Of course, the Lions in their 40th year, they've gone back to their original Guernsey, the Guernsey they started the Riverina Football League in all those years ago.
Up the ball goes and grabbed by Jacob Taylor there. The ball spilt free. So stalemate there once again. Luke Walsh comes charging through, but Manton picks the ball up, gets out to Jock Cornell, and he kicks the ball long. Over the back is Mitch Taylor there, gets a hand on it, but it's deemed to be over the shoulder, and free kick to Tigers there. Young Lions. He kicks the ball forward, looking for McCulloch, but a good, almost intercepted there by Josh Walsh. Gets one ball out the back there. Matty Hamlin's having a little bit of trouble picking that up and fumbles it over the line into the behinds.
Matt Hamlin runs the ball out quickly from the fullback position, kicks it out there wide onto the flank, whereas possession has been taken. No, free kick to the Lions. Jacob Taylor, and a 50's been paid there, I believe, so the first 50 of the Riverina season. So he's sprinting up the wing there. That's a good advantage there. Andrew?
Yep, so Jacob Taylor's got the kick here. Looking for George Alexander on the lead there. The ball falls short. He picks it up, snaps it at goals, and it's through for a behind.
So one behind at the Waterview Street end of the ground. And of course, down there, we've quite often we call out our sponsors there. So major sponsor down there being Mark Bradley Plumbing from Coolaman. So if you've got any plumbing problems, give Mark a call. They're very busy, so you just can't expect them to come in 5 minutes.
So Murray Stevenson to kick the ball in for Tigers, their captain coach. Kicks it in and finds young Bennett there in the pocket. He looks to kick the ball downfield, looking for Morton here. Dan Foley goes for the mark, ball hits the ground. Morton picks it up. Kick back to the Tigers boat, kicks it forward. Mark spilt there. Picked up by young Seb Hamlin, having his first game today for the Lions, 17-year-old. He's wrapped up in a tackle and he's deemed to be caught with the ball.
Yeah, the umpire didn't, just because it's his first game, he wasn't going to let him have too much leniency. You've got to get rid of it these days in the football pretty quickly.
So McCulloch kicks the ball backwards to Flanagan. He takes a mark there, kicks it forward to Guild. Takes the mark on the wing there, looks to transfer it across the ground to centre half back there for the Tigers. They look to keep control of the ball here. The ball comes forward to the other young Bennett, Ash Bennett. He kicks the ball long, but the umpire's called what's going on there, Guy. A free kick downfield.
Yeah, free kick to the Tigers downfield. So
Cooper Pavitt, young Cooper Pavitt gets the recipient of that free kick. I don't know if it was a bit of holding or what was going on.
So he's going to kick. He'll kick from right on the 50. What's the odds, Andrew? What's his history of kicking? He fancies himself.
It's going to have to be a good kick. He's kicking into a slight breeze there. He's going to have to kick it from about 52 metres out.
So he runs in, the young fellow. Deliberate drop punt, not as clean as what he would have liked. Ball carries the pack for one
the
behind.
Back through for behind. So it's two behinds for Tigers and 1 for Ganmain at this stage.
Lions bring it in quickly. Again, Matt Hamlin receives a mark there in the back pocket, the true back pocket position. And again, another 50. Players just a little bit anxious, I think.
Umpires are very, very free with their 50s at the moment.
Yeah, they're probably, so
Matty Hamlin kicks the ball long, looking for Kai Watts here. It's gone through his hands, over the back there. Gathered by Bennett, he's wrapped in a tackle by Kai Watts. The ball comes out to George Alexander, swings around on his right foot, and he scores the first goal for the Lions.
Well done, George Alexander. Yeah, he had the goals in his sights. As soon as he grabbed the ball, he thought, well, I can do this. I can just spin around, drop it on that right foot, and always looked to be straight. The goal umpire didn't move, was straight over his head at the Waterview Street end of the ground there. So good play from the Lions there. They came out of the back pocket, aided by the 50, of course, but moved the ball on. But the umpires are keen to stamp their mark on the. They're not going to take any, not going to give you any leniency in the rules, Andrew, just because it's the first game. Yep,
no, it's very hot and humid conditions here today, and the players are going to feel those conditions, being their first game for the year. Up in the ruck again, Olsen and Morton. Olsen wins the ruck that time. Morton tries to run on it, he overruns it, picked up by Tommy Anderson, back to Olsen. He gets a rough kick away, bounces forward to Kai Watts. Goes over his head and it's picked up by Bennett. Tigers sort of playing a loose man there in the back line at the moment. Goes to the other Bennett boy. He kicks wide, looking for young Cock. It's gone over his head. Tom Sussay's got first use of the ball here. He gathers it in. Left and right he turns. Swings on his non-preferred foot, left foot. Kicks it up high. But Stevens has marked the ball as it goes over the boundary line. Out on the full, I'd say.
So the ball will be kicked in out there by the Tigers. So out there in front of the Red Star Insurance Brokers.
He kicks it back into Gould. Takes a mark in front of Matty Hamlin.
The water boys will be, I think they've got the biggest jobs today, Andrew, to keep the water up to the players and the umpires.
Yeah, and we'll be the same here, I'd say, Guy. We'll be getting dry in the mouth, but yeah, Pavitt's got the ball on the far wing there at the moment, looking to come in field. He's going to kick long down the line now. It's low. It's gone over the back there, almost marked by Manton. He falls over on top of it, wrapped up there by Sam Martin. He gets his handball away, comes inside the Tigers here. That's snap on goal, and it's been kicked through for a behind.
Yeah, offline again, offline. So the kick in will be affected by the Lions down there at the railway end, the northern end of the ground.
And Mitch Taylor to take that kick in.
So he's looking for options.
He's usually got a raking left foot. He goes to come towards the shed side. It's gone high, gone over the back. Flying for the ball was Jake Taylor. Picked up by Kai Watts. Swings one back on his left foot, but it's marked by Bennett. Once again, goes to go in board there. And he finds his teammate in the middle of the ground.
So he'll kick from the true centre. Oh, he's inside the square, so he's way too far out. He's looking for options. Ball didn't quite carry. Roved off the pack.
Yeah, Gould has a shot on goal, but it's gone wide, out on the full.
So the Lions will kick in there from the left back pocket on the outer side in front of the Harris Rural Contracting signs, and comments been given that these new signs that have been done by Regal Signs at Coolaman, they're very flash, and Rick Hard, he's done a top job with these signs.
Young Seb Hamlin to kick the ball back in. He's looking for his options, goes to kick it long down that far side, but he's kicked it out on the full there, and it'll be a free kick to Tigers.
So Tigers will bring it back in from in front of the scoreboard. He's looking for options, too far out, or will he just bomb it to the top of the square? He's under pressure now, Andrew. He's been called to play on.
His kick, it's going forward there, goes through the hands of Sam Martin over the boundary line.
Throw in out there in front of the Grain Corp sign. Once again, we've had 2 big years of crops, so the Grain Corp, all the storage fellas have done well. Hopefully it's shaping up again. Got a good start for the autumn break again.
Boundary umpire throws it in. Foley wins the tap, taps it to himself. Ball's on the ground there. Seb Hamlin over the ball, and the umpire will ball it up.
He's coming in to ball it up. It's 25 out, dead in front of the Tigers' goal.
Up they go, Manton over the back, taps it forward. Picked up by Seb Hamlin there. He's kicked the ball forward, gathered in by Tommy Anderson. Ball spills out wide. Good tackle by Mitch Taylor there. He's rewarded there, and he gets a free kick on that half-back flank.
So the Lions, bit of a let-off there for the Lions. They get a free kick in the outer half-back flank, so they'll look to take it he's looking for options. He's brought it into the centre of the ground and he's found Matt Hamlin to mark it.
Matt Hamlin takes the ball there, just off centre half back for the Lions. Goes wide again. Finds Tom Sussay on a lead on that far wing.
So Matt Hamlin and Tom Sassay had good seasons last year, so they're starting where they left off.
Ball's on the ground, picked up by Jack Sussay, gets a hand pass out to Tommy Anson. He receives a free kick for a high tackle by Manton. And he'll go back to take his kick. He's 60 out, looks to come in field. Lockie Parker's dropped a mark there, picked up by Luke Walsh. Sends this one long, it's gone off to his left and goes over the sideline there in front of Kai Watts, and it'll be a throw in over in front of the Currajong.
So ball in there in front of the Gamme News Agency sign. Once, like I said last year, you get down there to see Phil, get your papers and your lotteries and a few gifts. Good business in the Ford Street Gamme.
Umpire throws it in, holds it in the ruck, taps it down. Picked up by Matty Hamlin, gets a handball away, gathered by Olsen, left foot goes forward. Kai Watts is under this and he marks deep in that left-hand forward pocket. He's going to go back. He's told them to slow down. He's going to have a shot.
Now Kai Watts is sporting a bit of a headband there today, so that's good for me because last year I had trouble picking him out with that. But he did have a bit of a mullet last year, didn't he, Andrew? I think, or was that Kai?
That's correct. Yep.
Anyway, he's coming in. He'll kick on that left, will he?
Yeah, his left foot lining it up. It's a difficult shot. It's gone off to the left and through the behind for the Lions. That takes them to 8 points, and Tigers are on 3 at the moment. Pretty evenly matched so far in this first quarter. Very hot conditions, and Stevenson will kick the ball back in for the Wagga Tigers. Captain coach Murray Stevenson.
So the rotations today will be important, Andrew. The coaches will be looking to use the bench to...
yes, very much so, and he's kicked this wide, and it's marked by Cooper Pavitt on that far half-forward flank. He comes inside to Jock Cornell. He plays on here, no one on the mark. Kicks this ball wide to the wing. Goes over the back of Olsen. Tigers numbers there, they gather it in. Picked up by Lyons, kicks this ball long, and it's marked by Manton. He was marked by young Seb Hamlin. Too strong over the back, and he'll have a shot at goal there. In the forward pocket.
Yeah, the ball carried the pack. You could see the Tigers coming out of defence. They had the run, and they had the numbers, and some of the Lions were a little bit caught under the ball. And when the ball carries the pack, if you've got numbers, you've got a great opportunity to kick to your forward, and he was good enough to grab the mark. He comes in.
Young McCullop, sorry, it took that mark. He's having a shot on goal, and the umpires called it behind. Yeah, it was young McCulloch had that kick. Looked very similar to Manton.
Right, well, the Lions will bring it in again from the full-back position.
Taylor to kick in, Mitch Taylor, going along with that far wing. On the lead is the Tiger player there in front of the pack. The ball's on the ground, picked up by Tom Sussay. Gets a rough old left foot kick to himself. He taps it over the top and runs onto this. Kai Watt tries to put a Shepherd on there. The ball spills away there, picked up by Tigers. They kick this ball back in field, and it's marked by Gaffillan there. He plays on, swings around on his left, and over the back is Lions, but the ball's hit the pack, but deemed to be over the shoulder, and a free kick to Wagga Tigers on that occasion.
So the Tigers player there, he made good position, and he was always in the prime position. If he didn't mark it, he was always in the prime position to garner in a free kick. And
young Isaac Bennett, that is.
Isaac Bennett, thanks, Andrew. I told you last year, Andrew is wonderful with. He not only knows our local players, he's got the opposition covered as well. So we thank Andrew for. So
he'll go back. He's about 20 metres out, straight in front. Very easy kick for him. Runs in. Yeah, right over the umpire's head.
Goal umpire doesn't move, so a goal to the Tigers at the northern end of the ground. So that'll take them. That's their first goal.
First goal to Tigers, and that gives them the lead.
1 goal 4-10 to the Tigers. The Lions 1-2-8 here at this first game at the Gamme Sports Ground between the Cats of the Riverina competition.
Yes, Lions have made a couple of changes there. Nasna Holmes has come on, and also Shannon Butterfield has come onto the field. Few there at centre half forward for the Lions.
Few players with hands on hips early, Andrew, sucking in those deep breaths.
Yes, no, very hot conditions. Angus coming out there on the wing for the Lions also. And the ball goes up. It's fell at their feet. Matty Hamlin gathers it in. One out wide to Tom Sussay. Another one back to Matt Hamlin. He gives a little left foot one over into the hands of George Alexander. He can't hold on to it. Shannon Butterfield picks it up. Ball comes out to Tom Sussay. He can't gather it in. The ball goes back to Tigers. Cornell's got it. He tries to break one tackle, gets through. Gets it out to Bennett. He gets a handball away. Deemed to be all right. Back to Stevenson. Tigers are scrambling here. Back in defence. Kick almost smothered by Olsen, and it goes wide to the halfback flank for Tigers there. Player tries to run around Tom Sussay. It's a good tackle. Play on, says the umpire. Ball's picked up by Morton there. Goes to kick back in field and finds Cornell. He plays on. Kicks wide to the wing.
A little bit of latitude there for the Tigers. They umpire might have picked out a free kick there, but he gave him a bit of grace, and Tigers are away down the scoreboard flank.
Flanagan's got the ball there in front of the scoreboard. He looks to come in field, but he's straight down the throat of Sam Martin. He looks to switch now, brings it across to this shed side, picked up by Fortestanko, and he kicks the ball long down the field. It's hit the deck there in front of George Alexander. He tries to pick it up, picked up by Young Cock, gets one back to Bennett. He kicks it across field there. Numbers there for Tigers. Flanagan runs to this. Tom Sussay goes to meet him. Misses the tackle. Gone back to Gould there for Tigers. Goes to come in field. Foley scoops it up off the ground there, and the umpire's deemed a free kick over the shoulder. And he'll go back and take his kick.
Yeah, he didn't quite complete the mark, but he went down, and then the Tiger fellow went over his shoulder, so always a kick.
Kicks one short to Shannon Butterfield on his own there. Goes back, looks to kick this ball down long. Ball's high, set up for Tigers there. Ball's on the ground there. They go in hard, and it's just a...
Tackle without possession, I think. Would that be the go?
Yeah, Tommy Essen just caught the Tigers' opponent there.
Just a bit eager.
Matty Doswell, just a little bit high, so he'll get the free kick on that half-back flank for Tigers. He gets a little hand pass back to Cornell. He chips one over the top, but he's miscued that kick, and it's out on the full.
So the Lions will get a free kick, kick the ball in there from the out in the full position in front of the DJ's tyres sign. David Jones out there at Bowman. Look for him for all your tyre needs.
Ball comes in high, and it's a good mark by Stevenson over Olsen. And the Tigers take this away. Gets a hand pass out the back to Flanagan. Gathered in by Fortestanko. Zach Fortestanko looks to kick this ball downfield. It's a low pass. It just hits the deck in front of Matty Hamlin. Dodges around one. On his left. Snaps it around. It's a goal. Goal of the day so far to Matty Hamlin.
Good goal, the Lions. Yeah, Fortestanko, he showed them a clean pair of heels out of that pack, Andrew, and delivered there to Matty Hamlin, who was good enough to come round on his left and seal the deal at the Waterview Street end of the ground. Yes, no, very good play by Zach there. So where's Zach hail from, Andrew? He's a dentist from Orange at the moment. Zach, he's travelled down weekends to play, so he works as a dentist. So we're not all just we're not all just tradies and farmers in this Lion side. We've got a dentist. Don't think we've had a lot of dentists play over the years. No. So we're back to the centre here. Olsen and Morton in the ruck. 17-minute mark of that first quarter. Olsen wins a tap again. Taps it down straight in front. Gathers his. But someone's been pulled for holding there. Cornell gets the free kick. So it's the Lions 2-2-14. The Tigers 1-4-10. Ball back to the centre. Jock Cornell to take the kick. He's had quite a few possessions too. Yes, he's done pretty good this first quarter. He kicks it wide to that far wing. Young Bennett takes the kick. Kicks this ball long through the hands of Pavitt there, going for the mark. Kai Watt taps it forward. Runs onto this one, tries to pick it up, but the ball's gone over the sideline on that far side. So the ball will be thrown in over there in front of the Jason Lindsell Electrical. Jason, great club supporter, former president, puts in. He's running water, I see here today. So well done, Jason, with all your work around the club and your business and around the community. Ball's thrown in. Jack McKegan, the ruck of that occasion. He gets front position, but the Wagga Tigers players wrapped up there by Aaron Proctor in a strong tackle, and umpire Nathan Brooks will ball it up once again. Morton reads it better out of the ruck, gets a hand pass out there to Gould. He kicks one up on his left, bounces over the top of a couple of players. Gathered in by Pavitt, strong tackle there. The ball's kicked downfield, goes over the back. Numbers here for Tigers, can't pick it up, and the ball rolls over the sidelines there. So the ball will be thrown in the Tigers' pocket on their attacking pocket, left side of the ground in front of the Alan Harris McDonald Funeral Directors. I said last year We don't need to see them often, but they're very important people in the community.
Olsen wins the ruck there, grabs out of the ruck, gives a hand pass to Luke Walsh. Kicks this ball one wide to the wing, goes through the hands of Forrest Denko, picked up by Tom Sussay, can't get a good handball away, gathered in by Cock, but the ball's smothered and over the sideline it goes.
Yeah, be thrown in front of the Ag and Vet sign. So the Ag and Vet Services, well known throughout the Riverina. They've got the business down here in Waterview Street in Gamain for all your farming and rural supplies.
Ball's thrown in, Olsen and Morton in the ruck. Picked up by Jack McKegg over the back there, gets a rough old kick forward. Goes over the back to Murray Hamlin, onto a running Tommy Anderson, kicks the one out to a contested mark here between Alexander and Bennett. He wins possession and runs into an open goal and kicks his second for the Lions.
Once again, the ball delivered down there by Matt Hamlin. He's in the play. He's just picked up from where he left off last year, as though there's been no break in the season. And he put it out in front of George Alexander, who was able to beat his opponent. Too good for his opponent on that occasion, and pop it through for a goal. So the Lions now, that takes them to 3 goals to 20, and the Tigers will be 1-4-10. So yeah, again, the water boys, and well, we might have some water girls for all I know. They could be out there. I'll call them water guys, I guess. So they're very busy. Players putting up their hands, signalling for water.
Olsen and young McCulloch in the ruck on this occasion now. The ball's thrown up. Olsen grabs it out of the ruck. Experience there, gets a hand pass to Tom Sussay. Chips a little one short out in the front of Dan Foley and Stevenson. Goes past both those players, picked up by Flanagan. Gets a handball away, but it's intercepted by Foley. Quick, rough kick back in field. Almost marked by Connor Krebser, but he'll get a free kick for being pulled off the ball, and he'll have a shot at goal about 30 metres out, virtually straight in front.
He's well rewarded there with that free kick. He had eyes on the ball, and that was his sole intention, and his opponent infringed there over his shoulder. So if you've got the intention of going for the ball and nothing else, you'll always grab a free kick if it's around.
In comes Connor, a left foot kick, goal. It looks good. Umpire doesn't move, and that's his first goal in Lions colours for Connor, and they get around him.
So, Andrew, where did young Connor Krebser, where does he hail from?
He comes from Lockhart, young Connor. And it's great to have him here today.
So he looks like he might add a bit of pace around that forward line too.
Yeah, he's kicked a few goals playing for Collingully in the under-17s back in 18 and 19.
So Andrew,
he's a noted goal kicker.
So Andrew, with the loss of Riley across to South Australia, the Lions, even though George Alexander will be a great focal point, they're going to look to multiple goal kickers, I guess, through the year.
That's correct, yep. So they've got a good array of small forwards there. And, George will have a fair bit of the work, but there's got other options going forward. As they win the ruck here, and Aaron Proctor kicks one high, but it's a good mark to Flanagan there. He plays on, kicks it to Bennett inside the centre there. He plays on it. Kick that doesn't reach its target. Racing the ball is Olsen and young Taylor. Olsen shepherds there for Taylor. Gets a handball over the top to Olsen. Picked up by Tom Starsay. He gathers it in. Kicks it long, looking for Alexander. Sun in their eyes, but he uses his body well and takes a strong mark in front of young Bennett there, and he'll go back and have his shot for his third.
Bit of experience coming into play there with that with this play out on the wing before it went to the forward line. Also affected a Shepherd. And Jacob Taylor, I believe it was able to get the kick away. And then, George Alexander was too good for his opponent, and his opponent sort of, he was blaming the sun, but George Alexander outbodied him before that too. So
in comes George. This one's looking great. Goal umpire doesn't move once again. That's straight over his head, and that's the third goal for Alexander this quarter.
So that'll take the Lions to 5 goals 2. And the Tigers will just still be on 1 goal 4.
That last passage guy, you had 3 of Jason Lindsell's employees there. Jason Lindsell Electrical, so they should know each other pretty well. They work with each other all day and they play with each other on the weekends.
Well, that's good teamwork there. That's handy to know, Andrew. We gave Jason a rap there a few minutes ago, so his boys, he'll be able to go easy on them tomorrow. Now,
Morton back in the ruck for Tigers. Olsen there for Gairmain. The ball's thrown up. Olsen wins the tap straight down the throat of Gould there, but the ball spills free. Tempted to be picked up there by Matty Hamlin. Coming through hard is Anzac coming, and the ball's locked up there, and the umpire will ball it up.
Late in the quarter here at Gairmain Sports Ground, nearly 25-minute mark. Umpire comes in, ruck set themselves. Tigers would like to grab a goal before quarter
Olsen
time.
wins a ruck. He punches it forward there. Picked up by Tigers there. Spilt free. Kicked forward by Shannon Butterfield there. Wide to Dan Foley. He's wrapped up in a tackle there. He doesn't really have it, and the ball goes over the boundary line. It'll be thrown in.
So we'll have a throw in out there on the Lions attacking flank, left side, in front of the Gam Main Bakery. Now get down to the Gam Main Bakery there every day for you. Do great work. They supply the pies all through the Riverina, and it's great to be able to buy that home baked, the bread that they bake in our local town here too.
Dan Foley grabs the ball out of the ruck, gets a grubbing kick forward, picked up there by Bennett for Tigers, gets one across back to his Lions there, and he fumbles the ball, picked up by Nasna Holmes, and the ball goes up. That's a free kick to Nasna Holmes there for over the shoulder, and he'll have a shot at goal deep in that forward pocket. He's a left footer. It's not the ideal pocket for him, but he's going to go back and probably have a shot.
Initially he was looking to give it off, but he's setting himself now, Andrew, I think.
Yeah, he's going to have a ping at it. It's going to have to be a very good kick. It's on its way. Ball swinging back left to right. It's going to fall short, but Stevenson's marked this one. He plays on. He's got numbers there. Flanagan takes the ball. He takes a bounce back inside. Looks to come inside. Well smothered by Aaron Proctor there. Ball hits the ground. Shannon Butterfield gathers it in. He's tackled high on the shoulder, driven into the ground. The umpire says, give it here. I'll throw it up.
So Tigers under pressure here late in the first quarter. The Lions scoring a little bit freely, and Lions will be trying to score again before quarter time.
Foley in the ruck. Younger Phil in there, taps it down to Gould. He runs over the ball. Picked up there by Connor Krebser, but the ball goes over the line, and it'll be a throw in. Right on the 50 there for the Lions.
So the ball will be thrown in front of the Jupiter Motors. They're good sponsors of the club. Get out and see them there in Dobney Avenue for any new vehicles.
The ball falls short on that occasion. Dan Foley kicks it off the ground, and it's run over the boundary line a little bit closer to goal there for the Lions. About 35 metres out. There's a little bit of niggle and bump and knock in there around the balls. Yeah. Both sides trying to get their ascendancy around the packs.
Bit of history here between these two big cats of the competition, Andrew.
Gufillan wins the ball there out the back. The ball comes forward in. Coming hard is Angus Cumming. He's hit his opponent real hard, Flanagan. He's slow to get up. And it's wrapped up in a tackle there. At centre half forward for the Lions. The umpire will ball it up.
I think some of these players might be wishing the siren will go for quarter time soon.
Olsen wins a ruck, tups it backwards, picked up by Morton though. He gets a rough old kick forward, coming into it is Luke Walsh and takes a strong mark there on the wing. He plays on, gives a handball inside
So quarter time here at the Gammain Sports Ground. The home team, the Lions, 5-2-32. The Tigers, the Wagga Tigers, 1-4-10. So the boys will be happy to get a break, come together. Sam Martin, Andrew, he'll be pleased with the opening of the Riverina League this year with his boys, I reckon.
Yeah, he'd be pleased with that start. The Lions probably had more of the inside 50s than Tigers on that occasion. They looked a little bit more cleaner going forward, and they got that result on the scoreboard. The Tigers looked to set up across that half back there and push that ball forward on occasions. But yeah, the Lions probably the better team on that first quarter.
Yeah, we called it during the game. A couple of the Lions' prime movers in that younger set, Matt Hamblin, Tom Sasse, moving the ball quickly. I guess that fitness comes into it, and you can just tell that they're just as keen to take up where they left off last year.
Yeah, no, it's been a good effort by the Lions in that first quarter, 32-10, and there's virtually no breeze out there now. Earlier on it was favouring that road end, but at the moment it's pretty calm and pretty humid.
Yeah, warm conditions for the season opener. It's often the case, but like we mentioned, the ground is, if you think back years ago, quite often the grounds were hard and dusty, but the players are very lucky nowadays with the conditions. They get looked after with these grounds. Andrew, good to see Kenny Warren out there. He's come out from Wagga for the day to enjoy the first game.
Laurie Quinn, I noticed there earlier. Laurie's a great supporter of the club, and he's here today to watch the game, down from Alloa.
So the players making their way back to their positions for the start of the second quarter. score update says the Lions 5-2-32, Tigers 1-4-10. Now Baz has just asked me to mention that if sometimes the sun is so bright here today, it's just distorting the image a bit. And it's coming and going a bit, but I assure him he's doing the best of his ability under the conditions.
Ruck won by Olsen there, and out to Aaron Proctor, and a free kick to Tommy Anderson there. He looks to move this ball on quickly, kicks it long, looking for Dan Foley, who takes a good juggling mark out in front, and he's going back to have a shot from about 52 metres out. I don't know whether he can make the distance. Looks to go short here, and finds Jack McKegg on his knees about 30 metres out in that far half-forward flank.
I'm not sure that Jack McKegg was calling for it, but Dan Foley said, "You're going to get it, Jack." So that's what's happened. So Jack will kick from, possibly 40. Again, he unloads, and 45 degrees out. Shouldn't be a problem. Hardly any breeze. So Jack comes in. Deliberate shot on goal. Right foot, drop punt.
And it's through for a goal for Jack McKegg.
Yeah, you got good indication down there from the boys in the back of the utes there. What happens? They clap it early. So another good sponsor down there of the club, Elders Wagga, Elders Livestock. All livestock agents are doing well with the high prices, so they get good commission. So plenty of joy in the livestock industry at the moment, particularly as it keeps raining. Ball back in the middle for the restart of play after that goal by the Lions.
Yeah, good goal to Jack McKegg there. Good start for the Lions. Olsen wins the ruck once again. Taps it down Aaron Proctor. Gathers this ball in. Goes wide to Tom Sussay on that far wing. Kicks this ball high. Looking for Alexander under this one. The ball's on the ground there. Over the back is Lockie Parker. He's grabbed as he tries to pick it up. Play on, says the umpire. Snapped back into the hot spot by Dan Foley. Goes over the back. Gathered in by Matty Hamlin. Kicks it back in field, looking for Tommy Anderson, and he marks this one about 40 metres out, straight in front.
He shouldn't have much trouble with this one, Andrew. Young Tommy.
No, we should make the distance there, Guy.
We can pick him up with those blue boots, I reckon. That'll look pretty good on the camera, Baz, the blue boots. So he runs in.
Yep.
Deliberate drop punt. Goal umpire doesn't move.
It's another goal to the Lions. One to Tommy Anderson.
So
takes them to 7-44 to the Tigers, 1-4-10.
So the Tigers might be questioning, Andrew, what moves are they going to effect to stem this? It's a bit of it's not an onslaught. You wouldn't call it an onslaught yet, but it's the Lions have got a big break now.
Yes, it's a good start to this second quarter by the Lions. Olsen and Morton in the ruck once again. Ball will be thrown up here by Nathan Brooks, umpire Nathan Brooks. Throws it up high. Olsen wins a tap once again. He's dominated those tap outs so far today, but it's attempted to be picked up there by Morton. Coming through is Luke Walsh. He's tackled high, deemed to not have it, and it's a free kick to Luke Walsh there.
Mr. Reliable, Luke Walsh, again, one of those players that he was at peak form at the end of when the season was called off last year, and he's stepped up again in 2022.
Long raking kick downfield by Mitch Taylor there, but it hits the ground there, picked up by Tigers, a rough old kick out. Matty Hamlin overruns the ball, it's kicked off the ground there, gathered by a young Tigers player here. Kicked also downfield again. Sam Martin and Cooper Pavitt race for this one. Seb Hamlin attempts to tackle him over the line, has taken him over the line there. Good play, Seb Hamlin.
So the ball in will be affected down there in front of the Rabobank. So if you're serious about borrowing money, I think you've got to borrow a lot of money to deal with those guys, but there's plenty of that around. Farms are worth a lot of money now, so if you want to buy a farm, go and see Rabobank.
Umpire throws it in there. It's gathered by Tigers. Manton evades one tackle, gets the ball back to young Gorman. Handball goes back to Morty. Fumbles are gathered by Jack McKegg. He gets a handball away to Tommy Anderson. He tackled, ball spills free. Picked up by Manton once again. He's tackled by Lockie Parker. Ball spilled free once again. Coming through is Tommy Anderson. Gets a rough left foot kick high to Dan Foley in front here. The ball hits the ground and over the line it goes.
Throw in will be affected here in front of the selectors box and the press box here at the Gambone Sports Ground. Once again, players sucking in deep breaths, taking in water where they can. Rucks set themselves also.
Olsen and Morton once again in the ruck. Ball thrown in high. Olsen front position, wraps up Cornell in a good tackle, but umpires deemed held to him and ball it up once again in front of the commentary box here now.
Yeah, no prior opportunity.
Olsen wins a tap again, taps it down, gathered by Cornell. Coming through is Tommy Anderson, tries to get a handball out, does so. Picked up by Taylor, he's wrapped up in a tackle. Morton gathers the ball in, tries to kick it, fresh air shot. Picked up by Sam Martin, the ball's not out yet, players play on. Gets a handball back to Taylor, uses his left foot, a little chip one over the top numbers here from Manton. Tries to gather it in high, drops it. Matty Hamlin's caught with the ball and it's a free kick to Cornell there. And he'll go back and take his kick in front of the commentary box there, Cornell.
Good pressure by the Tigers in that situation. They kept pressuring the ball.
Looks for Manton and finds him in tight there. On the boundary line, Manton has this. He's about 60 metres out from goal. Looks to send this high in front of goal there. Olsen's under this one. Coming through is Morton over the back. The ball's punched clear. Pavitt tries to pick it up. He's tackled. Picked up by Sam Heaven. Handball out to Forostenko. Then on to Martin. Then on to Tom Sussay. On to Tom Anderson. He's on the far wing. Kicks this one long into open space there. Dan Foley almost takes a running mark there out in front of him. Punches the ball forward towards the boundary line in front of the scoreboard. Picked up by Connor Krebser. Kicks this one back inside and finds Bennett there in front of Jack McKegg. He goes to come in field and finds Cornell. Gets it to play it on to Stevenson, running through the centre there. Goes to kick this one long, over the back is Morton, all on his own. Tries to mark the ball. Play on, says the umpire. Gathered by young McCullough. He has a shot at goal, but it's gone through for a point.
Probably a little bit lucky there, the Lions, because the Tigers player there, he thought he was interfered with while he's going for the mark, but no, the umpire called it play on. Tigers had a shot on goal, but it resulted in one behind. So it'll be brought in from the fullback position.
So Sam Martin to bring this ball back in. He goes to go up the ground, looking for Olsen. Almost finds him. Manton there spoils. Aaron Proctor picks it up. Tapped over the top by Josh Walsh to Anderson. Out to Forostenko. He looks to come in board. He gets his kick smothered. Gathered by Tigers there. He's wrapped up in a tackle and it's a free kick there. Good strong tackle by Aaron Proctor and Gammain regained possession. He gets a handball out wide to Matty Hamlin. He's got heaps of space, but kicks this one long, looking for Dan Foley on the lead. He's deep in that half-forward flank over on the scoreboard side.
Dan Foley's moving around well, Andrew. He's giving them plenty of options for the Lions when they stream down the ground. He's moving and making position.
He's had some good strong leads so far in those last 5 minutes, and he'll look to have a shot here, but he's about 50 metres out on a very tight angle. Kicks on its way. It's going to fall short, right to the top of the square. Players under this one. Gathered by Cafill, and he drops it. A quick snap by Kai Watts. Doesn't make the distance. Players scram for it. Comes out to George Alexander. Has a snap on goal, but through for a behind.
Yeah, one behind, so let off there for the Tigers. They'll kick it in front of the... so shout out there to John Banson's son. And Bancy, great Wagga Tigers supporter. And a good person to have on your side if you have a bereavement in the family.
Stevenson comes back in field and finds Bennett. He's held up there, kicks, not a very good kick, and it's out over the boundary line there. He didn't have many options, and the pressure of that forced the ball out wide. But the umpire's calling it back.
Yeah, I think
free kick to Tom Sussay, I think.
Yeah, I think the wrong bloke took the kick, so the kick will be affected out there in front of the Nutrien sign there, just in front of the left of the scoreboard. So a lot of Nutrien clients in the Gammain Grong Matong area.
It's a good low pass by Tom Sussay, and he finds Matt Hamlin on the chest, and then he quickly plays on and kicks it to Dan Foley. A little bit closer than his last shot, Guy.
He is. He's within range. Yeah, we've mentioned it before. Matt Hamlin, he's shown him a clean pair of heels, so the Tigers are going to look to the runner will go out to whoever's supposed to be picking up Matt Hamlin, and they'll want him closer to check than what's happening.
Kicks on its way. It's gone high, this one. It's going to almost reach the goal line, but it's been touched by Stevenson right on the line there.
Touched off the pack, so once again, the ball will come in from the the railway end of the ground, be brought back in by the Tigers, fullback.
Stevenson plays on and kicks this long out to the wing there in front of the scoreboard. It's gone over the back of the pack. Gathered in by Tigers there. Kicked, snapped back by Tigers to the centre of the ground. Gaffillan kicks this off the ground. Picked up by Josh Walsh. Gets a handball back inside to Forostenko. Gathered by Sam Martin. Comes inboard to Jack McKeag. Takes a mark in the centre of the ground. Plays on quickly to Matty Hamlin. Kicks a pass to Alexander on the lead. Play on, it's hit the deck. Connor Krebser tries to tackle there. Coming through again is Matty Hamlin. Down round 1, around 2, around 3. And has a snap. But it's touched on the goal line by Cornell.
Yeah, good effort there by the Tigers, man. He's under a lot of pressure. The ball came out of the Lions back line there. Sam Martin, clean delivery into the centre of the ground. That set that play up. Once you're able to effect clean disposal and take it away, well, your defence is under awful pressure. But the Tiger in the last line there, the Tigers guy did well to touch it.
Cornell to bring this one back in. He goes short and finds Flanagan deep in the pocket. He does another short kick and finds Bennett, but it's just been caught a bit high there by Kai Watson. It's a free kick to Tigers there.
Just a bit aggressive in the contest there,
He kicks
Kai
long
Watson.
down the line. Up go Tigers, over the back it goes. Gathered in by Luke Walsh. Olsen tries to pick it up. He's tackled. Ball's on the ground there. Tried to be picked up by Manton. Tigers get the ball out here to Flanagan and on to Gorman. He dodges around one, back to Flanagan. He tries to get around Hamlin. The ball's spilt free there, grabbed up by Forostenko, and he's wrapped up in a strong tackle, and the umpire will ball it up.
A bit of feeling after that tackle there, bit of push and shove. And
yeah, Gaffillan come in low and hard there on Forostenko, but the umpire's going to ball it up. Up it goes, Olsen and Morton in the ruck. Olsen wins a tap, down to Parker. He kicks the ball high and long. Under this is Foley, who's grabbed and thrown it to the side. It's a free kick against Stevenson. And Dan Foley will have a shot about 45 metres out.
Pretty blatant free kick there, Andrew. The ball was very close to being in Dan Foley's possession, and his Tiger opponent slung him, and he couldn't disguise that. So Dan Foley's going to have a shot on goal. He'll probably kick from 45, a little bit left of centre.
Comes in, kicks on his way this time. This was a far better quick than his last two. And it's snuck through for a goal for the Lions. So it's a goal to Dan Foley.
Dan Foley presenting for the Lions. Dangerous in that forward line. He's presenting all around the arc of the half forward line there. And he was in prime position to take that. And I guess the Tigers player, Andrew, to give him some benefit of the doubt, he thought if he could get away with that spoil, that was about his only hope, because Dan Foley was always going to mark it. So
yeah, young Callum Logan, umpire, didn't miss that one. Up the ball goes again in the centre. Olsen and Morton in the ruck. Olsen grabs this out of the ruck. He's gaining a lot of confidence there, but the ball goes nowhere. Picked up by Gould for Tigers. Gets a rough left kick forward down. Gathered in by Lions. Gets a hand pass back inside to Gould, who's run on. Kicks this one long. Here's a forward move by the Tigers, but it's cut off by Josh Walsh there, deep in the defence for the Lions. He goes to bring this wide. Not a very good quick by Josh. Gathered by Matty Hamlin, over the top to Mitch Taylor. He get ones on to Luke Walsh, back to Taylor. Taylor's running on the air, little short left kick, finds Naz on the wing. He looks to play on, a good kick, finds Connor Krebser. We got all left footers at the moment. He kicks this one infield to Shannon Butterfield. And he takes the mark on the half-forward flank there on the 50. Got George Alexander on the lead. It's a good, strong lead and hits him right on the chest. 25 metres out from goal.
As is the case, Andrew, when you've got the run of play, you always looked as though you've got players everywhere. You got almost seems that in that situation you've got too many players on the ground, but that's not the case. The Lions ran it out of the back line, and they were able to get clean possession down this wing, which has resulted in a good pass to Alexander as he came out from the true full forward position. He comes in now on that right foot.
It's a lovely kick by Alexander. It's going long and high, and it's through the goals. That's his fourth for the day.
So I'd call that a copybook drop punt for all the
Yeah, it's a very good kick by George Alexander.
Any young kids watching here today, you want to have a look at the fellas that kick beautiful drop punts. If you can, you emulate them. It'll add to your career. So the Lions, that takes the Lions to 9-5, is it, Andrew? Is it?
Yeah, 9-5 guy.
And the Tigers still They've still only one major. So Tigers 1-5-11. So the Lions 9-5-59. So yeah, big gap on the scoreboard now, and we're only halfway through. 15 gone, second quarter. Gets late early when you get a big break like that.
So Foley and Morton in the ruck. Foley for Ganmain, Morton for Tigers. The ball's gathered in by Morton. Hand pass out to Cornell. He's on his left foot. Kicks this one long. Looking for young Bennett there. Gathered in by Luke Walsh. He keeps his feet. Support there from Seb Hammond. He breaks the tackle. Luke Walsh on his left foot. Kicks this ball forward. Flanagan's under this for Tigers. Gathers it in. Handball's back inside to Bennett. Gone over his head. Gathered there by Gould. Back inside to Tigers. Gathered there by Flanagan. Comes to the shed side there. Grubbing old kick forward. It's gone through the back. Larwood's trying to pick it up for Tigers there. Wrapped in a tackle by Hamlin. Ball's kicked free. Stops for that whistle. Keep going, Matty. Gathers the ball in again. Goes to kick inside. Fades that one. Back to his cousin Seb Hamlin. Kicks a left foot kick down. Looking for Jack McKegg. Coming across is Bennett, but it's spilt free. Gathered by Tom Anderson. He's on a run down that old scoreboard, old shed side. Goes to kick it, grubs one through. I think he got ahead of himself a bit there, Guy. 2 bounces and the ball's gone over the sideline.
I don't think he could believe how much space he had. And he got going that fast, bouncing the ball, and he could have kicked it earlier. But anyway, it's very easy from here. We've said that last year.
I was trying to think of the old bonding stump he was running past. But Tigers get this possession away from the ruck in the pocket there, but it's all Lions in the centre of the ground there, and Dan Foley takes a good strong mark. Looks to kick this forward. He's got George Alexander on league. It's way out in front of George, but he sprints to that one and takes it on his chest.
So these 2 forwards for the Lions, Andrew Foley and Alexander, they're proving a handful for the Tigers. But of course they're getting the ball delivered to them how you should too, out in front of a forward. It's very hard to stop, particularly if when your forward's got a bit of height about you. So Alexander will come in. He'll release the ball from about 45. He comes in on his right foot.
He's got those very bright lime green boots. Just kicks on its way, and the umpire doesn't move. And that's his 5th for the day, George Alexander.
So that's a great season opener for Alexander. He's coming back after injury last year, isn't he, Andrew?
Yes, he had that broken foot, sort of ended his season, but he was confident of making a comeback late in the season there if finals did go ahead. But he's had a good break over summer and done a lot of work on that foot, and he's looked like he's come back in fine form.
Well, it looks like he's done the physio and he's done the training. You can see that today in his efforts. As we wait for the ball to come back the ball's back in the centre, and the umpire comes in, balls it up.
Foley and Morton in the ruck. Foley wins the tap. Down to Taylor's in the centre bounce there now. The ball's picked up by Flanagan. He kicks this one high. Under it is Josh Walsh. Seb Hamlin misses one that he was going to take. Its ball's rolling toward goal, but Sam Martin gathers it in just before the line. Kicks it out wide, looking for Luke Walsh. It's out in front of him. Seb Hamlin tries to gather this one in. He's tackled near the line. Picked up by Tigers there. Snapped by Pavitt, and it's a good kick. No, it's a behind. A let off there for the Lions. They get a chance to regroup here and bring this ball back in.
So once again, just like last year, you're seeing Sam Martin. He brings the ball back in from that true fullback position, and the Lions, they like to set up right even from the kick in, or even when it's not a kick in. Sam Martin likes to direct play, and the players have got to be ready because he might point you out to say that, well, you're going to receive it.
Martin plays on there, kicks this ball long and high, over the back of Olsen, gathered by Josh Walsh, gathered by Shannon Butterfield. He's grabbed up in a tackle, but gets his handball away to Nasna Home. Tips a little one short to Jack McKegg. He can't gather it in. Picked up there by Tigers. They kick this one to 3 Ganmain blokes, straight down the neck of Josh Walsh. Gets a little short kick into Tom Sussay there on the wing. Gives a handball over to Aaron Proctor. Another short kick there into Tom Anderson. Takes the mark there, plays on. He's wrapped up, gets his handball away. He's been deemed to be caught with the ball on that occasion.
Yeah, probably fair enough. The Tiger player was close, had his hand on him all the time, and he was able to impede him.
Needed a bit more talk around him there. Come wide to Cornell. He's looking for Manton here. He's on the lead here in front of Josh Walsh. Takes the ball in front of the box. On to Flanagan, who's running on. Kicks this ball long and low. Goes through the hands of Pavitt. Over the back to Seb Hamlin. He tries to gather it in. Wrapped up there by Morton. He's fumbling at his feet. Ball snapped out of the pack. Another shot by Tigers, and it's gone to the right-hand side of the goals. It's a behind.
As Holmes is coming into the game this quarter, Andrew.
Yes, he's getting a few possessions by. Yep.
Number of touches out here in front of the members' wing.
That was Caleb Dunn-Argus that had that shot.
Wait for the ball to come back in from the Lions fullback.
Sam Martin to bring it in once again. Got Josh Walsh on a lead here to the pocket, looking for Mitch Taylor over the back. He's played on. Morton's going to come in and contest this mark with Taylor. But it's a good mark to Manton there in front of those two players, and he'll go back to take the kick.
He's been busy too.
Yeah, he's been very good for Tigers today. He's tried very hard on the lead. There, goes through the hands of the young Tigers player there. Gathered by Matty Hamlin. It's a rough old hand pass out to Dan Foley. Gets it on to Luke Walsh. Kicks this ball long and high, looking for Tommy Anderson. But it's a good mark by Cornell. He's pushing the back.
Yeah, pushing the back there. Didn't disguise that well enough to get away with that one.
And it's a good mark. Chipping there to Cooper Pavitt, and he takes the mark about 45 metres out from goal. You're going to have to kick this one from 50.
It's going to have to be a good kick to carry the pack from there, but like Andrew said, he'll kick from the 50 mark. But he's coming in for a deliberate drop punt shot on goal.
In he runs. Ball on its way. It's hooked to the left a bit and goes through for a behind.
He just tried to get that extra distance, and that's he hooked it a little bit. So
I think it went out on the full.
Out on the full
as well. Yeah. So it's free kick to the Lions. Seb Hamlin will bring the ball in for the Lions.
So Seb's brought it into his cousin in Matt Hamlin, and once again the Lions have been fortunate. They've gained a 50, not sure, might have been over.
Young Wadley crossed too close there, so it's a 50-metre penalty to the Lions.
Too close to the kicker.
So Matty Hamlin takes the ball, kicks this ball long and wide. It's not going to reach its mark. George Alexander tries to gab it in. He's gathered up by Manton. Free kick on a Connor Kevso hand pass. Kicks the ball in low. It's been dropped by Bennett, and the ball goes over the sidelines.
So we'll get a ball in there in front of the Gammane Pharmacy. Another good sponsor of the club there, Tin down in the main street. Great to have a Tin. I think he's been in town nearly a decade now. It's terrific to have a pharmacy in a little town like this.
Umpire to throw this one in. Under this is Olsen and Morton. Olsen taps the ball forward, gathered by Stevenson. He wins possession, kicks this one long and wide. Numbers here for the Lions and Tigers. Tigers are first to the ball there by young Lions. Gathers it, comes inside. That's all Lions here, gathered by Tom Sussay. Gets the ball and kicks it far out to the wing there to Matty Hamlin. Seems to be everywhere today, Guy.
Yeah, 23 minutes gone in this second quarter. Yeah, Matt Hamlin showing them a clean pair of heels. Might have that superior fitness, I think, Andrew.
Kicks the ball down to Jack McKegg, who gathers it in and kicks a high one. And right under this is George Alexander lining up for his sixth.
Starting to get a bit familiar, that combination, but what more can you do? The Lions bringing it in, delivering it just how you'd want it to the tall guy in Alexander. He's not a super tall guy, but he's a good build for a forward line player. So he comes in, he'll be on a 45-degree angle. Quite easy to watch his little run in with those fluorescent green boots. And
once again,
the goal umpire doesn't move. That tells the story. So
that's 6 for George Alexander. Having a great day there.
Well, George couldn't wish for anything better in a comeback game after being injured early in the season last year. Of course, the season ending with COVID, that probably gave him extra time to make sure he was completely over that injury. So that takes the Lions now to 11-5, 71, and the Tigers still only one behind, 1 goal, 7-13.
So that's forced Tigers to make a couple of changes down there, and on to George Alexander is Jock Cornell's move now. So he's been taken out of the centre, and the Tigers win possession here. Cut off by Josh Walsh there in the forward line. It's a free kick to Larwood.
Yeah, over the shoulder, I think, Andrew, was it?
Yeah, over the shoulder, and he'll have a shot about 30 metres out straight in front for the Wagga Tigers.
So on the cusp of half-time, Tigers would love to put a goal on the board just to give them something to go into the sheds with at half-time. Although they might sit out in the shade somewhere, although not much shade on the ground.
Larwood's coming in on his way. Has a shot. It's a floating kick and it's gone through behind. They just can't hit that. The goals at the moment there, the Tigers. That takes them to 1-8-14 to the Lions, 11-5-71.
Tigers can't.
Sam Martin brings the ball back in. He plays on, goes to kick long. Ball's going to roll through the legs of Tommy Anderson, gathered by Bennett there, sending the ball straight back in. And it's straight back to Sam Martin there in the pocket. He plays on, goes wide, looking for Tom Sussay, but he's found Matty Hamlin almost. He's been interfered in the marking contest, so he'll take that free kick on the half-back flank.
Yeah, once again, always going for the ball, and the Tiger player, just interfered with him in his approach to going for the mark.
He looks for Dan Foley, but the ball's bundled over the sidelines on that far wing.
So late in the quarter now, 25-minute mark, ball will be thrown in front of the Coolman Steelworks sign. Of course, the Coolman Steelworks guys are supplying those chaser bins that go all around Australia with the. We've had 2 good crops, and I think if you even want one, you're flat out getting one for the harvest in 2022, Andrew. So that's good for that.
That's right, Guy, yep. In the ball comes Olsen and Morton in the ruck. Ball comes down to Matty Hamlin. Chips one over the top to Tom Anderson there. He takes the mark on the far wing. Goes to kick this one downfield. Numbers at the ball here. Punched clear by the Tigers there over the sidelines. That was young Bennett on that occasion, and the ball will be thrown in.
We'll have a throw in out in front of the local federal member for Riverina, Michael McCormack. Of course, the election's been called, so we might see a bit of Michael around the traps shortly, Andrew, as he campaigns through the Riverina.
Yes, that's exactly right, Guy. Yep, ball thrown in. Tommy Anderson gathers it over the back on a left foot snap at goal, right on the siren. And that's a goal to the Lions, a goal to Tommy Anderson, right on the siren, left foot snap.
Anderson's having a big impact on this game, Andrew, with quite a number of possessions.
Yeah, that was he was a little bit slow to start today, but he's had a real impact in that second quarter.
Yep.
Matty Hamlin's been heavily involved, and Tom Sussay, again, main small brigade, but still contributing there from George Alexander with 6 goals up forward. He's been hard to contain, and
Alexander and Foley, as we've mentioned,
he's been
hard
good
to contain
today
in the forward line, and if they haven't marked it, they bring the ball to the ground, and those crummers in Anderson, Hamlin, Sassay, they'll swoop on it and make something out of it. As the players now head to the sheds, they'll enjoy a bit of half-time respite, take in some Gatorade. Not sure what they take in this modern day, but plenty of water and a bit of a spell, and some wet towels probably Andrew, I'd reckon.
Yeah, my word, wet towels. But at this stage, at half-time here at the Gammain Sports Ground, it's Gammain Grong Matong 12-5-77 to the Wagga Tigers 1-8-14.
So we look forward to the third quarter. So we're back here at the start of the third quarter. Andrew, just take the opportunity to mention in passing that the past. Charlie Ross from the Brongy Matong end. Charlie Ross is a terrific supporter of the club and never missed a home game back in the day. So
Charlie Ross was a great supporter of the Gammain Grong Matong Football Club, and unfortunately Charlie passed away last week at the age of 97.
Yeah, it's a great age, and Charlie's been missed around the district. Was known for that terry toweling hat. You could pick out Charlie a mile away. Anyway, play's back underway here.
Yeah, so Olsen wins the ruck. Tap down to Proctor, kicks this ball forward. George Alexander's up over the top, but it's a free kick to Jock Cornell on that occasion. And he'll take the kick, plays on, kicks the ball wide, looking for Stevenson. The ball's at his feet, it's dropped short, tackled there by Kai Watson. It's held up here, and it'll be a throw up by Brooks there, umpire Brooks in that far pocket for the Lions. Yeah, well, the Lions have manufactured a terry toweling hat now. Snap at goal by Tom Anderson on that occasion, and it's gone over the sideline and out on the full.
So everything that was old is new again. Everything can be resurrected nowadays, so that's great to see.
Through our merchandise department run by Kathy Sussay, you can purchase the old terry toweling hat with the Gammain Grong Matong emblem on it.
Charlie Ross would have loved to have had one back in the day. So the Tigers are going to kick it in from the out of bounds position as they go around that back
Bennett
flank.
kicks this ball in and finds Stevenson on that far half back flank. He takes the ball, looks to come back in field. And the ball's intercepted by Jack McKegg there, taking a strong mark. He plays on quickly, kicks this ball long, over the back to Kai Watts. Can't quite pick it up, and it's kicked out over the sideline by Murray Stevenson for a throw in on this occasion. No, it's deemed to be out on the full. So Kai Watts will have a shot deep in the pocket there.
So he's probably have to go and do a bit of a fancy run around from that
He'll
position,
go to his non-preferred foot, I'd say. He'll kick this with his right foot. He's going to snap around the corner. On he goes, snaps with one around, and the umpire has called it a behind. And it'll be kicked in by Stevenson on this occasion for the Tigers.
So let off there for the Tigers as the Lions have come out full of attack again for the start of this third quarter.
So Stevenson been pretty handy for the Tigers today. A little support down there from Bennett, Flanagan, and now Jock Cornell's playing in that fullback position.
Temperature might have just dropped to 1 or 2 degrees, but
Kicks this one long high, looking for young McCulloch, but cutting in is Luke Walsh. Tries to gather it in. Hand pass by Jack McKegg, but it's over the sidelines there. On that 50-metre line, on the Gammain's half-forward flank on the shed side. In the ruck is Foley and McCulloch. Gone over the back of both players, gathered by Gould. Gets a rough old hand pass away to no one in particular. Players dive on the ball there. Foley gets the ball out, gets a kick away. Marked by young Bennett. Kicks this ball wide, but he's found for Stenko there, all on his own. He takes possession here. Goes to come in field to Olsen, but it's just off the side of the boot side. Gathered by Olsen, taps it onto Lockie Parker. Kicks this ball long, but it's over the sidelines there. The Lions just wasting opportunity there at the moment. Gathered by Cornell. Gets it across to Stevenson. These two are going to appear quite a lot here in this second half. And he takes the ball, kicks this ball long, out long to young Wadley. He takes a good strong mark on that far wing. Goes back for his kick. Lions very good at bottling up options for Tigers coming out of defence, and he's had to kick this one high. Looking for Manton on the lead. Cut off by Matty Hamlin, and he punches the ball over the sidelines, and it'll be throw in on that far wing there.
So the throw in will be out there between the Ravers carpet cleaning sign and the Stephen Patterson Bobcat. Stephen Patterson, a good operator there from Coolaman. Of course, Bill Raver, an ex-local fellow with that carpet cleaning business around Wagga, but he'll still come out this way.
Olsen wins the ruck, taps it down to his left there. Players diving in on the ball, gets out to Tigers there. Morton gathers it in, kicks a rough old kick, it's into the hands of Martin. He's kicked one high and long. Sassay's under this one, he takes a chest mark. Right on the boundary line there, goes to bring in board to Tom Anderson, it's low, but he's covered by two Tigers players. Ball hits the ground. Play on, the umpire calls. Morton gathers it in, hand pass on to Gould. He goes to kick one high, it's high. Players under this one, over the back is Pathert. Ball gathered in again by Pathert. Can't break the tackle, gets his kick away, and the ball's rolled over the sideline. And it'll be a throw in.
Yeah, the throw in out there will be affected in front of the Anthony Irvine sign. The Irvine signs from Temora there. Of course, Anthony's got himself elected onto that Temora Shire Council there. He was very keen to contest that position, and he was able to get a position out there.
Olsen and Morton in the ruck. Olsen wins a tap once again. Wrapped up in a tackle there by Angus Cumming, wraps up his Tiger opponent, and the umpire calls for a ball up there. Young Lions. There's a good tackle by Angus Cumming. Ball's thrown up. Olsen gathers this one out of the ruck. Tries to get his hand pass away. Goes to his knees, gets a hand pass out to Taylor. Mitch Taylor, that is. He kicks the ball long, looking for Foley, and it's a good mark. In front of young Wally. He plays on quickly, gets it on to Watt. Stevenson tries to close him down. He gets his kick away. Under this is Alexander and Cornell. Alexander tries to mark, punch clear by Cornell. Alexander keeps his feet. It's a left foot snap, but it's not going to make the distance. Charging through is Bennett. He gathers it, gets his hand pass away. Cornell comes through and tries to break the tackle of Foley, and the umpire's going to ball it up. About 30 metres out in front of the Lions' goal.
Yeah, stalemate in the true full forward position, 30 metres out as Andrew called. Once again, Lions attacking hard.
Foley and Wadley in the ruck. The ball's punched forward by Foley. Gathered in by Flanagan. Gets his hand pass away to young Gorman. He goes back towards Bennett deep in the pocket. He kicks across goal. Cummings and Bennett go for this one. That's young Harry Bennett on that occasion.
So I
And
think
it's over the boundary line. Is it a throw-in guy?
Yeah, throw in. Some of the players thought it might have been out on the full, but no, umpire's not buying that.
Foley and Morton in the ruck. Foley taps it back over his shoulder, picked up by Manton. He's in a strong tackle by Lockie Parker. Ball's kicked away, gathered in by Matty Hamlin. He fumbles and tries to hold on to it. Ball's fallen clear, contested here by Tigers and Lions, and the umpire's going to ball it up right on the 50 there on the far side for the Lions.
A little bit scrambly in the opening of this third quarter, Andrew.
Yeah, this quarter hasn't started with any fancy play so far. It's all tussled. Kicked forward by Gould over the top of Forostenko. Picked in by Josh Walsh. He's kicked a high ball here. Under this is Bennett and Parker. Ball's hit the ground. Kerbser gathers it in. Swings around on his left foot. It's high to Alexander, but over the back. Good strong mark by Stevenson there. 2 against 1 on that occasion. He plays on. Looks to kick wide out to Morton, who's all on his own. Chasing hard is Tommy Anderson. He has one bounce. Kicks the ball long along the wing. Looking for Olsen. The ball's punched clear away from Pavitt. He gathers. Kicks this ball back in field. Underneath it is Seb Hamlin, but it's out on the full. And it'll be a free kick to the Lions or a throw-in guy. What did you think?
Umpire standing his ground over there, waiting for the ball, so he's going to throw it in right in front of the Logan Hitchens over there. Great sponsors of the club for years and years, Logan Hitchens.
Olsen and Morton in the ruck. Olsen wins, tries to grab that one out of the ruck, but it's gone over the back. Gathered by Tom Anderson, tries to get a kick away. Aaron Proctor that was. Matty Hamlin gathers it in, kicks it wide to Connor Krebser. He overruns the ball. Almost picked up there by Bennett. Connor gathers it in to Nasna Holmes there, and he's wrapped up in a tackle, and the umpire will ball it up.
There's not much to Connor Krebser, Andrew, but there's plenty of go in him.
Yeah, he's been good today in what he's done. So Foley in the ruck. No one from the Tigers went up on that occasion, but Bennett's under this one. He's wrapped up in a strong tackle by Lockie Parker, and the umpire will ball it up once again.
Of course, tiredness is going to come into it a little bit, will affect the play, because as we say, it's quite warm for this season opener.
Free kick behind play there to Aaron Proctor. He was slung to the ground off the contest there by Geffelin, and he'll take the free kick. Looks to kick it wide. It's a low pass that hits the ground. Forostenko gathers it in. He's on to Sam Martin. He looks to send this one in long. He's got numbers in Matty Hamlin and Krebser under the ball. It's gone over the back, and it's rolled through for a behind.
So Sam Martin's a long way up from that back line, coming into the play, or has he switched himself? But he's hanging up there on that
50 metres on that occasion for a bit of chat back there. I don't know who was involved in that from the Lions, but it's a
so the Lions backmen scurry back to their positions to counter this attack from the Tigers.
Umpires are really hot on that this year. You can see it at AFL level, and it's filtered back through the country league. So Stevenson to take this kick. She kicks it short and finds Flanagan. Lions doing well to cut the Tigers off. It's a short kick. Play on, says the umpire. Stevenson takes it back to Flanagan. He kicks this one long. Under it is Luke Walsh come charging through. Trying to pick it up as Aaron Proctor. Tries to kick it off the ground. Gathered in by Josh Walsh. Olsen out to Matty Hamlin. He kicks this one long to the wing here. Nasna Holmes, it's over his head. Outnumbered here by Tigers. Gathers the ball in. The ball's still in play. Gathered by Jack McKegg. Wrapped up in a tackle is Caleb Dunn, and it's going to be a ball up, guy.
Plenty of endeavour there from both sides. The attack on the ball can't be questioned. Umpire Logan's going to ball it up just inside, 5 metres in from the members' wing.
Coming through is Kai Watts. He bullocks his way through there, gets a kick away. It's over the top there and marked by young Bennett. He kicks one short, but he's put it straight down the throat of Mitch Taylor there.
Yeah, Mitch Taylor read it off his boot.
Swings onto that trusty left, looking for Sam Martin. Puts it out in front of him. He runs onto this one. Looks to bring it in field. It's a long hand pass, looking for Jack McKegg. He's wrapped up in a big tackle by Stevenson. Ball spills through to Connor Krebser. He gets his kick away. The ball's rolling towards the Lions forward line. Picked up by Cornell. He dives on it. Looks for a free kick, but he's wrapped in a strong tackle there by Krebser, and the ball will be thrown up.
No, free kick to the Tigers, I think, Andrew.
Right,
Yeah,
well, he just sort of dived on that one.
Yep.
Anyway, he's got the kick and goes to kick it out wide. Looking for numbers here for Tigers. Geffillan and Martin race for the ball. Geffillan's grabbed it in. Swings back around onto his left. Kicks this ball down. Olsen's underneath this one. Almost takes a strong mark. Gathered in by Manton. Kicks one forward on his left. Parker's in the race for the ball here with Luke Walsh. He gathered in. Gets a handball back in field to Matty Hamlin. At his feet, he's gathered it in. He looks to kick the hand pass this one wide. Back to Lockie Parker. Lions under pressure here. They steady. Kick one back in field to Mitch Taylor. The ball. Oh, it's a big push there from Stevenson.
Yeah, blatant.
Free kick to Connor Krebser on that occasion.
Blatant push in the back there.
Very hard to miss that one. He's kicked this one long, looking for Alexander. It's gone over the back, almost marked by Tommy Anderson. Gathers it in, hand pass back into Shannon Butterfield. Tries to get his kick away. He's wrapped up in a tackle. Anderson picks it up and kicks it straight back down the throat of Cornell. And he kicks it out far side there, looking for Stevenson. He takes possession. Chased by Mitch Taylor on this occasion. Kicked the ball long and hard, looking for Manton. He marks in front of Seb Hamlin there. Looks to come back inside. Stevenson's run on here. Gets the handball. Kicks this ball long, looking for Pavitt, and he takes the mark. Tigers captain coach trying everything there. He's kept running here, but Pavitt's held it up there in front of the scoreboard. Looks to kick this one in long now. It's a rough kick once again, and underneath it is Matty Hamlin. Lions have got numbers back there and cut it off.
Yeah, Tigers set it up well to that point. They were deliberate down that wing, Andrew, but they couldn't capitalise on the entry going into the 50. And so I think that might be out on the full on the members' wing. So Tigers, bit of a let off there. They get to go back into attack. So he's kicked it short.
Finds Bennett. He looks to play on here. Kicks one back in field here and finds Gould. Tigers playing much better in this quarter. Kicks the ball forward. It's gone over the head of Taylor. Picked up by Geffillan. Turns around. Snaps it in his left. Right into the hot spot. Under this one is Jacob Olsen. Takes a good mark. Kicks it out wide here to Matty Hamlin in front of the sheds.
Too many numbers and too much experience there for the Lions on that occasion. He couldn't get past Olsen.
He looks to come back in field to Sam Martin. Runs on and gets the handball off Sam Martin. Kicks it out wide to Dan Foley. It's gone over his back. Young Wadley's in chase here. He can't pick it up. He tries to gather it in. Gets a handball away to Connor Krebser. He gathers it in. Breaks the tackle. He's got a shot on goal coming up here on his left foot. And he's kicked it over to the side and it's out on the full. Just a little bit of wasting opportunity here from the Lions.
Yeah, probably a little bit of lack of talk there. The young fella, he had a little bit more space than what he believed, but he got rid of it a bit quick. But like we say, it's easy from up here.
So Cornell to kick this. Jock Cornell to kick this one back in, and he's found Stevenson once again. That's happened quite a few times today, especially in this quarter. And he tears off down the side there, kicking it long to the wing. Under this one is Olsen and Morton. They tussle for the ball on the ground. Numbers there for the Lions. Picked up by Lockie Parker. Gets a handball forward, but it's gone over the boundary line there in front of Seb Hamlin and will be thrown in on that far wing.
Yeah, so Tigers a number of times they defend out that other side, Andrew. They set up well, but they break down across their half forward line. They haven't been good enough today, or the Lions players have been able to cut it off numerous times.
Olsen in the ruck there, charging through his Lockie Parker. He can't gather it in. Geffillan picks it up. He's wrapped up in a tackle. Gets his hand pass away, picked up by Olsen. Gets a kick around the corner. It's high to the forward line there, and it's a good mark by Shannon Butterfield. Gets one inside. No, it's the free kick back to the Tigers. Deemed a push on that occasion. To Bennett. Plays on. Kicks it up through the midfield to Flanagan. He's got a chance to send this one in long. Sends it in long and low, looking for Pavitt in the far flank, but it's rolled over the sideline.
He's run out of ground, so it's going to be thrown in over there in front of the local member, Michael McCormack's area of the ground.
They're just struggling with their options up forward at the moment, their Tigers. A couple of young fellas and going very well in the back line in this quarter, but their options are falling short up there. They take one away from one area. Morton out of the ruck and pushing forward, well, it leaves them a bit short. So this one's gone in high, but it's a good mark to Josh Walsh there. He looks to switch it out to the shed side now in front of the grandstand. Matty Hamlin gathers it in. A long hand pass over to Mitch Taylor. Uses his non-preferred foot. One over the top to Matty Hamlin. He's held up there. Gets a short one over the top to Tommy Anderson there, but he's missed the mark. Gathers it in. Breaks one tackle, gets hand pass off to Tom Sussay. He sends this one in long. Alexander and Cornell under this way. Alexander had read it better. Gets it over the back, runs onto an open goal, but the umpire's deemed a push. So he's calling it back, and it'll be a free kick to Cornell. So Jock Cornell will take this kick, and the last 15 minutes he's kicked it to Stevenson. So who's got him? Dan Foley's picked him up. So he's got numbers here on the shed side, and he's found Flanagan on this occasion. Swings around on his left foot, looking for young Cock. But he's almost tackled there. He's run out of room on the boundary line. Gets one inside to Caleb Dunn. He can't pick it up. Coming through is Shannon Butterfield. Gives a hand pass out to Tommy Anderson. He's kicked this one wide, and it's gone out on the full. And it's a free kick out on the full there. Free kick to the Tigers. So he looks to come in field, looking for Caleb Dunn, but it's cut off by Aaron Proctor. Tries to pick it up, falls to the ground. Back inside to Jack McKegg. He kicks one high. This one's going to go deep in the pocket, and it's through for a behind.
So Tigers under all sorts of pressure, Andrew, but the Lions not converting their opportunities as much as they'd like.
No, they're struggling to find the goals on this occasion. The ball's gone wide, out to young Bennett. He kicks this ball down the wing, look for Manton. Under this one is Sam Martin, but he's used his body well on that occasion, and he's taken the mark. Inside to Aaron Proctor in the centre of the ground there. Looks to play on quickly. Finds Matty Hamlin, but the ball's cut off. He's free kick
High
or a chop or a head knock there.
Yep. Take your pick.
He swings around his opponent and plays on, but this has gone high, real high. Alexander and Cornell under this one. Gets his hands to it, goes over the back, almost gathered in by Luke Walsh. He dives in on the ball. The umpire's going to ball it up.
Another stalemate. Not far out from the Lions' goal. The Lions 12-9, 81. Tigers 1 goal, 8 behind, 14.
Foley and young Wadley in the ruck. And it's a free kick for young Bennett there. Gets a free kick for a Shepherd in the ruck from Foley, and he'll take it there. About 30 metres out from goal. Look to bring it back in.
20 minutes gone, third quarter.
Lions are zoning off here now, and it's kicked wide. Underneath this one is Seb Hamlin. Young Seb Hamlin, the 17-year-old, takes a good strong mark. Looks to bring it in field. Finds Tom Sassay. Looks to send this one in long.
Tom Sassay busy all day.
Put it on the head of Tommy Anderson. It's gone through the hands of Flanagan. Gathered in by Cornell over the back. Nasna Holmes cuts this one off on Manton. Good tackle by Holmes. He wraps up Manton. Gathered in by Morton. Gets a hand pass out to Gould. He looks to run away with this one. Well chased by Foley. Gets his kick away and finds Larwood. Gets it back to Gould then. Kicks this one to centre forward there. Under this is young Wadley. Goes through his hands. Over the back to Josh Walsh, but the umpire's deemed a free kick.
Yeah, high, I think, Andrew. High in the marking contest. Over the shoulder.
Wadley to take the kick there. He looks to bring this wide. Numbers here for the Tigers and finds young Cock. And he'll go back and have a shot. He's about 40 metres out.
So he's going to have a deliberate shot. 40 out. Left pocket for the Tigers.
Young boy from Narandra, junior. And he's going to line up for goal. About 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
No breeze at all. Perfect conditions.
Kicks on its way. It's looking not too bad. It's going to land through the goals, and it's a goal to the Tigers. They've had the better of the Lions in this quarter.
Yeah, it was a good kick all the way from the time it left his boot. He just timed it nicely. So the Tigers, that's their second goal. So Tigers will be keen. They ideally love to put another couple on in the later stages of this third quarter, Andrew.
Yes, no, you'll probably say they've gone to sort of survival mode with the changes they've made, but they've had the better with the pressure over the Lions on this occasion.
Yeah, it's been a good pressure from the Tigers this quarter.
Yeah, they've made a few positional changes there to try and stem the flow of goals in that second quarter, and it has worked for the Tigers, but in saying they're not peppering the scoreboard a great degree themselves. A free kick here to Flanagan on this occasion.
Tigers will fancy themselves going out of the centre again.
Ball's kicked in long, looking for Larwood. He's on a lead there in front of Seb Hamlin. Tries to dodge around. He's wrapped up in a good, strong tackle by young Seb Hamlin.
Oh, yeah.
And he's rewarded with a good tackle there and gets the free kick.
Yeah, you'll be rewarded if you tackle correctly. The player dragged the ball in. He knew he was under pressure, but he probably should have tapped it out and tried to beat his opponent.
Young Seb, son of Scott Hamlin, for those followers there of the Lions back through the the 90s and the 2000s, premiership player. It's on the far side there. Ball's hand pass free by the Tigers. Gathered in by Butterfield there. Kicked forward by Angus Cumming. Looking for Tommy Anderson on the lead here. Can't mark it. It's well taken by Bennett. The umpire's called it a mark and he'll go back to take his kick.
Sorry?
Tigers again will look to set up.
No.
Try and get another goal for three-quarter time. He's favouring the outer wing. Tight
Ball's
on the
gone
boundary.
high. Up goes Morton. Very high. Underneath it is Josh Walsh. Gathered it in. Can't get his hand pass away.
Be a ball up there on the true wing position.
Players starting to look very weary here
Yeah.
late in the third quarter, and we've still got another one to go, Guy.
Yeah, they'll
Olsen wins the ruck, taps it forward. Proctor tries to run onto this one. Pushed aside by Flanagan. Gathered in by Luke Walsh. Gets a hand pass on to Proctor. Gathered in by Stevenson. He tries to break a tackle. He's wrapped up. Play on, says the umpire. Taken away here by Tigers. They kick this ball long back in towards the centre. Martin's under this one. Bounces in front of him. Gathers it in. Hand pass out the back to Olsen. His hand pass is smothered. Gathered back to Martin. Inside to Seb Hamlin. Gets a hand pass back into Josh Walsh. Back onto Seb Hamlin. Looks to send this one into the forward line. He's got his cousin Matty under this one. He takes a mark. 55 metres out. He plays on. Little short kick looking for Kai Watts. It's gone over his head. Gathered by Bennett. Gets one over the top of his brother. Picked up by Stevenson in that far pocket. He can't hold on to it. Gets a rough hand pass away. Goes out to Tigers there. Wrapped in a tackle by young Jake Taylor there. Ball comes back to Bennett. Tries to pick it up. Evades a couple of Lions players and goes wide out of the wing to Sam Martin. He gathers this ball in. Looks to come back in field on his left. Ball short to Aaron Proctor. He tries to pick this up. He can't gather it in. Picked up by Tigers. Back to Morton. Back to Flanagan. The Tigers running here. Looking deep, but right onto the chest of Tom Sasse.
Tom Sasse's
30
up.
metres out from goal.
Tom Sasse's up to the job on that occasion. Lions come around, attacking on the club room side of the ground. He goes in with that left foot into the centre. Matt Hamlin's able to uncontested mark, chest mark. He's looking to...
Fine Foley there,
Yep.
but the ball's on the ground. He taps this one back to Aaron Proctor. Gathers it up.
So there it is, the siren for three-quarter time. Okay, Lions a long way in front on the scoreboard, but the Tigers would be a lot happier with that quarter, Andrew.
Yeah, well, the Tigers won that quarter due to the fact that they kicked a goal and a couple of points, and the Lions had a fair bit of play there, but just couldn't convert those goals and finished the quarter with another 4 points.
Yeah, they kept in it and kept good to see young Seb Hamlin picked up quite a few possessions that quarter.
Yeah, it's good to see
came
those
into the
young
game,
ones
come into the
contributing.
game.
Yeah.
So that sees us at 12-9. The three-quarter time score is 12-9, 81. The Tigers 2-8-20. So we'll be back with the last quarter in a few minutes. So we're back for the final quarter here at the Gammain Sports Ground. Both sides wouldn't exactly say they're running back to their positions, Andrew. Who could blame them after the warm day?
Yeah, both sides will be looking to finish off well here in this last quarter. The Lions to sort of regain a bit of ascendancy, and the Tigers will be looking to finish the game on a high and possibly try and win the quarter.
Yeah, the Lions coach Sam Martin, he wasn't overly impressed, I think, when he came to the huddle. But, I think their breakdown of play and the amount of ball they had for the... Anyway, let's see what they can do to bring it home.
Now Olsen in the ruck there. Mitch Taylor's come in on the ball, and it's a high
tackle.
shot there, a high tackle on Matty Hamlin. He wins possession there.
He's got to come
Told to come back around to take his kick, yep.
So he's looking for options. Who's going to present?
Not much movement down forward line there. He looks to go wide. Kicks this ball long and high. Under it is Kai Watts. Punched clear by Bennett there on that occasion. Racing for the ball is Nasna Holmes. He gets bumped out of the way there by Gorman. Kicks this ball long and looking for Pavitt. Marks out in front of Josh Walsh. Plays on. Looks to bring it in field and finds Seb Hamlin for the Lions in front of young Wadley. He takes the mark, and that back pocket for the Lions goes wide. Kicks the ball long. Under this is Olsen, but he's interfered with in that marking contest, and he'll get the free kick. And he'll go back to take his kick. Chips one over the top. It's got to be good here. Jack McKegg's under that one. It was one knee right to the back of the buttocks there, and he's slow to get up. Ball comes back inside the Tigers here. They look to come in field. Gould at his feet. He goes to grab it in, wrapped up by Martin, picked up by Matty Hamlin. Gets a short left kick out towards Tom Sussay, who's on the back flank now. He gathers the ball in, back to Hamlin. He's under pressure here, gets his little short kick away, but cut off by Flanagan there on that occasion.
Well read by the Tigers.
Goes to bring this ball out here to Manton. Sam Martin's got him right on him, punches the ball clear, goes to his feet. Manton runs on, gets a hand pass off Gould. Wrapped up by Taylor there, gets a rough kick away. Forostenko goes to his knees. Gathered in by Olsen. Picked up by Matty Hamlin, gets a handball out of Aaron Proctor. He's wrapped up in a tackle, picked up by Matty Hamlin, gets a short kick over the top and finds Mitch Taylor there on the half-back flank. Goes to kick this ball downfield. It's a long and low, but it's all Tigers here. Young Cock marks that ball. Plays on. Runs away from Foley. Kicks this ball high. Under this is Larwood and Forostenko, and its ball's going over the sideline. And it's a throw-in. Lions looking very tight at the moment.
So once again, the Tigers were up. They're attacking early in the last term.
Free kick to Forostenko there, and he kicks this one long and wide, looking for Sam Hamlin on the far side. He takes the mark. But numbers there in Luke Walsh. Puts this one over his head so he can run onto it. Pushing down is Josh Walsh. Goes to come back inside. Looking for Jack McKegg. He's got back to his feet now, taking that mark on the wing there. Looks to find options. Over the top to Josh Walsh. Goes to tap it back over the top to Luke Walsh, who's no longer there. Play on, going forward. Good tackle by Tommy Anderson. The umpire's going to ball it up.
Seb Hamlin started the last quarter in the same way he started that third quarter. A few possessions coming out of that back line.
Yeah, he's got better as the day's gone on, Guy, and that occasion Olsen wins the ruck. The Tigers take this away. Manton's taken the ball. Back up through the centre he goes. Kicks this one long, but it's straight down the throat of Olsen. Goes to bring this wide. He plays on, looking for Channa Butterfield. It's gone over his head. Pressured by young Patrick Ryan. He's wrapped up in a tackle, and the umpire's going to give him a free kick for over the shoulder. I think Shannon was a bit lucky there. And
yeah, he dragged the ball in and took on the player. He was a little bit lucky, but I guess you have to not tackle over the shoulder. I guess that's the long and the short of it.
He gets the free, gets it on to Matt Hamlin, kicks the grubber along the ground towards Luke Walsh in the centre of ground. Handballs back to Aaron Proctor. Kicks this one long and high, looking for Alexander on this one. He's definitely not trying to push out on this occasion, uses his body, but it's gone over the back, gathered in by Krebser, and the umpire ball it up over on that far side for the Lions in the pocket.
Stalemate there. The Lions will be looking to swoop here and keep that scoreboard ticking. No danger of losing the game, of course, but Sam Martin would love to see them continue momentum of scoring.
So the ball comes in, picked up by Jack McKegg, gathered in by Bennett for Tigers, gets his handball away, it hits the ground, barred by Stevenson, out to Ryan, kicks this ball long, looking for the wing, Butterfield and McCulloch in this occasion, the ball's over the back there. Manton's run onto this one, kicks this one long, but Olsen slipped over at a crucial moment, and the Tigers have gathered this one in and kicked the goal.
Yeah, good effort from the Tigers there. They came out of the back line there. They knew what they were going to do. Manton, that man Manton, he's had quite a few possessions, Andrew, and we...
Yeah, no, he's kept running all day. He's very fit, Jesse Manton, and he's done the work today. He's been a very good player for Tigers.
So Sam Martin will be keen to get his back line a little bit more organised. He, like I said, they're in no danger of losing the game, but he won't like the fact that the Tigers have been able to put a couple on them.
Back to the centre now. Olsen's back in the centre with Morton in the ruck for Tigers. Ball goes up. Olsen wins a tap. Gathered in by Flanagan. Gathered by Nahomes. He tries to pick it up. Picked up by Manton. Gets a rough hand pass away to no one in particular. Runs on and gathers it up again. Gets a hand pass back to Bennett and back to Cock. He goes wide on that far wing. Kicks ball out wide. It's a race for the ball between Morton and Matty Hamlin here on this occasion. Hamlin wins first use of it. Comes back inside to numbers there for the Lions and finds Lockie Parker. He just holds it up here. There's no one on the mark. He can play on if he likes. Chips one out wide to Matty Hamlin. He marks the ball. Gets a hand pass over the top to Sam Martin. He's got no one in front of him. Runs on. Little short chip inside. Finds Connor Krebser 60 metres out. Swings around on his left foot. Looking for Alexander and Kai Watts on this occasion. The ball's gone high into the pocket and Kai Watts has marked it deep in the pocket on his left side.
So he's on his preferred side. He's gone for a quick. No, he can't. The umpire said, no, we can't do that. You've got to go back and kick over your mark. So but he's still going to be on that handy side for a left footer.
Umpires are questioning whether it was a mark or not, and they deemed it to be a mark.
Yeah,
so,
the mark stands. So Kai Watts goes back, runs around. No, umpire's still not happy with he didn't go back far enough. He's tied up against the fence. He can't go back much further now.
So Watt comes in, snaps around the corner. The umpire hasn't moved, and it's a goal. A much-needed goal for the Lions. That's their first for the second half.
So Sam Martin will be a little bit happy with that passage of play. The Lions, not content just to bomb it. Well, they did bomb it in the finish, but they're looking to set up play, which is their normal go-to to set up play. They don't like. They might bomb it in once they get very close to the true full forward position, but they don't just like to bomb it from outside the 50.
So that's a steadier for the Lions there. Goal to Kai Watts, and it's back to the centre now with Jacob Olsen in the ruck up against young McCulloch. Umpire throws it up. Up high it goes. Olsen wins it, grabs it out of the ruck, gets a hand pass away, gathered by Flanagan there, chips one over the top. Tigers got plenty of run here. Young Ryan gathers it in, almost wrapped up by Luke Walsh, breaks the tackle, goes to kick it long, but it goes off the side of the boot, back in field to Olsen. He tries to pick it up, goes to his feet. Manton gathers it in, gets a hand pass away to Flanagan, goes to kick it down long. Under this is Seb Hamlin, who comes out and takes a good mark in front of his opponent.
Well read.
Young Wadley.
Well read by Seb there.
Goes to kick this wide, goes in short actually, and finds Luke Walsh. The centre of the ground. He chips it back across to Sam Martin. Lions trying to control the ball here, try to slow it down, keep possession.
Once again, they'll look to set up on that outer wing, although they're calling it across the ground, which Sam's delivered it back to Luke Walsh.
He comes in field and then kicks it back across to Mitch Taylor. Gets a hand pass on to Nasna Holmes here. Comes streaming down the wing on the shed side. Goes to kick this long. Looking for Kai Watts under this. Ball goes over the back there, young Bennett. Charging through is Shannon Butterfield. Gathered in by Kai Watts. Tips one over the top looking for Butterfield. Flies high for this one. Gathered in by Tommy Anderson. Tries to get a hand pass away to Connor Krebser. Back to Shannon Butterfield. On his non-preferred foot. Kicks one down and it's marked by Jack McKeag. Now it's gone over the boundary line.
Yeah, the umpire. No, he's paying the mark, Andrew.
He kicks quickly into George Alexander. He's under this one. It's gone over the back of him. And Matty Hamlin follows it over the line, out of bounds on the far pocket for the Lions.
So it'll be thrown in out there in front of the Harris Rural Contracting. So see Sean Harris there for all your spreading requirements of lime and gypsum. He'll be busy now with this autumn break, Andrew.
My word, he'll be very busy, guys. Plenty of work to do, and the ball's thrown in. Foley and Stevenson in the ruck on this occasion. Gathered by Cornell. Gets his kick away, but it's cut off by Lockie Parker. Tries to pick it up. Ball between his leg. Picked up by Caleb Dunn. Tackled by Parker. Rough kick away. Picked up by Aaron Proctor. Gets a hand pass away to Dan Foley. Back inside to Shannon Butterfield. Back hand pass to Matty Hamlin. He's tackled as he kicks. Ball's going to the goal line there. Over the back, and it's gone through for a behind for the Lions.
So the Lions now doing all the attacking. Sam Martin will be a little bit happy with that. He'd really probably like him to put another 3 or 4 goals on as we wait for the Tigers to bring it in from the true fullback position.
Stevenson to bring it in. It's a little short pass to Flanagan in the pocket. Goes back to Stevenson. He drops the ball. Gets a hand pass back to Flanagan. Bennett.
Oh,
he's wrapped up in a tackle there.
No,
and the umpire says play on.
Oh,
he's caught.
Yep.
Caught on the second tackle there. He slipped through the one of Watts, and a good tackle there by Jack McKeag will allow him to have a shot at goal there, 20 metres out, straight in front, guy.
Some of the Tigers players might have been appealing for a high tackle there, but he, seeing how he took 2 players on and he finished up, he slipped in the tackle. Well, that was enough. The umpire said, well, you've had a fair latitude. And so they've turned it over, dead in front, and Jack McKeag will come back and take this kick.
Jack McKegg runs in. Stabs at this one, but it's gone straight through the centre.
Yeah,
Old umpire doesn't move.
Yeah, the boys on the Utes, they, like I said earlier, they didn't move. They put their arms up early and signalled a goal. We didn't have to wait for the goal umpire.
So back to the centre again it'll go, and it's Foley and young McCullough in the ruck. Players looking very weary in these hot conditions, Guy.
11 minutes gone in the last quarter. Scoreboard showing 13-8. And I don't know whether they missed one earlier or not, did they, Andrew?
Yeah, they may have missed one.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. That it'll be corrected at full time.
So up in the ruck on that occasion, Foley taps it forward. Almost picked up by Parker. Good pick up. Gets his hand pass away to Tommy Anderson to Jack McKegg. Kicks this one long and high. It's going over the head of Alexander, and Stevenson, all on his own, takes the mark. Kicks the ball out wide to Gould. Looks to come back inside. Kicks around the corner though, back wide again. It's a race the ball between Forestenko and Young Wadley. Young Wadley stays on his feet. Kicks this one long. Under this is Luke Walsh, who takes a good strong mark.
Yeah,
in
Mr.
front
Reliable.
of Pavitt. And umpire calling back to take his kick.
So the Lions 13-8, 86. Tigers 3-8, 32.
Luke Walsh, successful Riverina W coach of the girls. Kicks this ball long to Tommy Anderson, who takes a mark, looking for Matt Hamlin in the pocket. Stevenson there, gathers it in, gets a hand pass to Cornell, back to Stevenson, but he can't control it, slips through his fingers, back to Cornell. Tigers kick this out of their defence, looking for Gaffillin. It's gone through his hands, he tries to break the tackle, he's wrapped up in a good one, his trousers are pulled down to his legs there, and he's gathered in by Taylor, gets one out to Pavitt. Umpire deemed he went on too long with the tackle there. No, it's a free kick to Taylor on that occasion for being thrown to the ground after he'd made the tackle.
Yeah, Tigers didn't need that infringement. They
were pushing forward, weren't they?
They had a bit of space out there on that attacking flank, so they've turned it over in the centre of the ground.
So Taylor kicks this ball, runs on, kicks this ball, looking for Alexander. It's gone over his head. Kai Watts gathers it in, swings on his non-preferred foot. It's gone high, and it's gone through from behind.
Yeah, one behind, so it'll be brought in by the Tigers fullback there. Once again.
Stevenson once again finds Cornell. He looks to go wider for young Gorman. He takes the mark. Goes to kick up long the cock. Lions struggling to pick up their opponents. Manton's free here in front of the communication box. In front of us. Kicks it long and high. He's cramping up. It's gone over the back. Morton's gathered this in. It has a shot on goal, and it's a goal to Tigers.
Andrew, that combination of Manton and Cock, you've called them quite a bit. That's a lot of possessions, and they've come around on this members' wing and attacked quickly, caught some of the Lions players out of position, even though that some of the young fellow there is cramped up for the Tigers. He was able to get his kick away, and Morton was able to finish it for a goal to the Tigers. So just adding a little bit more respectability. 15 gone the last quarter. So the Lions 13-8, the Tigers 4-8.
Yep. Foley in the ruck for the Lions, up against young McCullough. 15 minutes gone in this last quarter. Up goes Foley. Wins the tap. Over the back to Hamlin. He ducks his head. Gets one out to Parker. Can't get a clear possession away and tackles Gaffillin without the ball, and it's a free kick to Tigers.
I think the Tigers score should read 5-8.
Yes, that's right. So he comes in board to Flanagan. He plays on here. Kicks it long, looking for Morton. Takes a strong mark in front of Taylor. And he'll go back and line up for goal.
So another opportunity late in the game for Tigers to get another goal. It'll be a deliberate shot.
Takes his time to regain his composure here.
Not much more than 20 out he'll kick from.
No, the Tigers are just finishing off the game the better. We'll go back, kick this from about 30 metres out. Very good kick usually, and this will be 2 in a row for Morton if he dobs this one. Kicks on its way, and it's a goal to the Tigers.
Again, a little bit more respectability. The Tigers are just adding to the scoreboard late. Sam Martin will be willing the Lions to lift, run this game out for the next 10 minutes. We all know they'll be tired.
Back in the ruck again. It's Morton on this occasion and Foley. Take the tap. Goals have dried up for the Lions in the second half. Up it goes high. Foley punches this one forward into the feet of Aaron Proctor. Comes charging through. Dan Foley kicks it off the ground. Underneath it is Tommy Anderson. Gets his hand pass away at the feet of Aaron Proctor. He can't pick it up. Jack McKegg lays a tackle. Wagga Tigers' opponent can't get it out. The umpire will ball it out. Ball it up.
Lions desperate to keep scoring late in the quarter.
Foley and Morton in the ruck. Foley with front position. Taps it over the back. No one can pick this one up again. It's locked up in a tussle there. And Foley's wrapped up in a gang tackle there by the Wagga Tigers' opponents, Gould and Gaffilian. And they'll ball it up once again. Up they go. Foley, another tap there. Taps it down to the Tigers. They get a hand pass away. Racing after this one is Angus Cumming. He can't pick it up. Ball's at their feet. Charging through is young McKay, but he's wrapped up in a big tackle by Lockie Parker. And
by Callum Logan will ball it up here in front of the members.
Nasna Holmes copped one high there, and the umpire's just called a halt to play here. So the umpire will wait till he's been assisted there.
The trainers are assessing Naz Holmes there to see whether there's any possibility they need the stretcher, or we all know that every precaution has to be taken when a player goes down in these modern times with a head knock. They're assessed and no risk is taken, that even though it does hold up the game a little bit.
Matty Hamlin's had a very good game today for the Lions. Racked up a lot of possessions,
He has, Andrew. Yeah, we called it early. He opened the game as though there was no break in the season. He just played on, showing a clean pair of heels as he's want. And Tommy Anderson early, same thing. Tom Sasse been good all day. Some of the other players have come in and out a little bit, but
Olsen's been good in the ruck. Dan
the veteran also. He hasn't let the heat worry him. He's when he's not in the ruck, he's positioned himself in that back line and read it well.
George Alexander had a very good first half there, kicking 6 goals.
Yeah, Tigers probably affected a good change onto. They paid George Alexander a lot more attention after he got that break on them early, and he hasn't found it so easy. But the delivery to the Lions spearhead probably hasn't been as good either with the Tigers' pressure.
So Nasna Holmes being assisted from the ground here. Hope he's going to be okay.
He looks okay. He's walking off. He didn't need the stretcher, so that's good. So the ruck will continue. We'll start the game again with a ruck here in front of the members' wing.
Olsen and Morton in the ruck. Up it goes. Olsen wins that tap. Taps it down to Matty Hamlin. He can't pick it up. He's deemed to be held without possession of the ball and goes back to take his kick. Kicks one short and low, looking for Foley. Stevenson gets an arm around him and punches it clear. The ball's gathered by Flanagan and wrapped up by Lockie Parker, and the umpire will ball it up. Up it goes. Olsen in the ruck again. Morton wins that on that occasion. Very rare today, but the ball's on the ground there. Charging through is Lockie Parker. Picked up by Flanagan. Good tackle, and he's lost the ball, and it's a free kick to Olsen on that occasion. Wrapped him up in a strong tackle.
The big man's throwing himself around late in the game, even though he's probably tired, just as tired as the young fellas, but he's showing them how to go.
Kicks this one down. Gathered in by George Alexander. Gathers a loose ball, has a shot on goal, and he's kicked his 7th.
Well played also, for that attack on the... He was able to pull off that tackle. He attacked the ball, attacked the player, and was well rewarded. And they got it across there to Alexander. He was able to get a clean go at it with his right foot. And the goal, Sam Martin will be a little bit happier with that. A little bit more endeavour there late in the game, Andrew.
Yeah, no, the Lions, it's been an even quarter this last quarter. But as I say, both sides are looking very, very tired in the conditions. And next week they'll all have a break with Easter and be back in 2 weeks' time to continue on again.
Yeah, the draw is probably pretty favourable in that situation, particularly coming off a warm day.
And a lot of clubs haven't been able to have 3 trials with a lot of clubs not being able to play, and they've sort of limited in their pre-season this year. But Matty Hamlin takes the ball and charges through the centre. Kick this one long to Alexander. Uses his body well. The ball hits the ground. Gathered in by Bennett. Hand pass back to Wadley there. Gets a kick to Cornell, and he takes a mark there in the flank. Kicks this one along. Under this is Parker and Walsh. Ball goes over the back there. Picked up by Gould for Tigers. Kicks this one long to the centre there, and Morton's under this one. No one's within Cooee. Takes the mark. Goes back now for his kick. Looks to pass this one off to young Wadley. Goes over his head. Gathers it in here. Tries the banana kick and kicks the goal.
Well done to the Tigers there. They streamed out of the back line and set up the play across the ground. And even though they're tired and everything, they ran to the contest, and they were able to outnumber the Lions there going into their forward line and capitalise there with a goal. So a few good signs there for the Tigers late in the game.
Yeah, no, they're very young side, Tigers, and they'll benefit from playing more games.
Like most sides, they've probably got more to come back in from their bench. They're getting a little bit low in their list, I think, for this game, for first grade.
Olsen in the ruck. Once again, Olsen and Morton. Umpire throws it up. Olsen grabs it out of the ruck. Gets a hand pass down to Matt Hamlin, who runs onto it. Gets a little chip away to Connor Krebser. Marks it out in front. Swings onto his left foot. Looking for goal here. It's gone long. Alexander under this one. Uses his body well and pushes his opponent. Well, manhandles him out of the way and takes a mark in the goal square.
Once again, the veteran also just grabbed it out of the ruck there and was able to get it to Matt Hamlin, who again showed a clean pair of heels and delivered it down there to Alexander, and the result is a goal, an easy goal.
Another goal to Alexander. I think that's his 8th goal for the day.
That's a big haul that'll be good for his confidence, Andrew, first game of the year.
Yeah. No, the run will do him good. Been very strong today up in that full forward position.
Yeah. George had 5 at half time. That's
so still the scoreboard probably, even though it's a good win to the Lions, I don't think it reflects on the Tigers have had pretty good endeavour.
Yes, well, we haven't got stats here, Guy, but I think if you looked at the stats, it'll be pretty even across the park on both sides. The Tigers have had a lot of ball, and Gammain's had as much as well. Back in the ruck, Olsen and Morton. Olsen taps one over the back. Morton doesn't bother flying on that occasion. It's gone out the back to Jakey Taylor. He gathers it in. Gets a little kick around the corner there to Tommy Anderson. He races this ball, slides in on top of it, can't pick it up. Gaffillin picks it up for Tigers, back inside to Gould, gets a hand pass on to Caleb Dunn. He goes on his left foot, kicks this one infield. Luke Walsh under this one, but it's good mark to Cooper Pavitt there on the half-off flank. He looks to swing infield, looks to kick it over the top to McCullough. He takes a good mark, about 25 metres out on an angle on the shed clubroom side of the ground.
So the clock's reading 25 minutes gone, but we did have that little delay with Naz Holmes going down, so he should be able to beat the siren with this kick, and the Tigers would love to finish with another goal, and even if there's time to grab another one after this.
He goes back for his kick, and he's a nice kick, and the umpires called it a behind.
Oh, not the desired result late in the game for the Tigers.
So Mitch Taylor to bring this ball back into the Lions.
Where will the Lions set up, Andrew? Which way will they come out from the fullback?
Well, they're playing the old huddle here at the moment. They're very close together, the Lions.
And then they'll break away, I guess.
That's the shot. And there's a few leads here on this occasion. Mitch Taylor plays on. Goes to kick this one high at Olsen and young Pavitt. Olsen's under this one. He's been grabbed, but play on, says the umpire. Ball's out the back there. Picked up by Aaron Proctor. Comes charging through. Breaks 1 tackle, 2 tackles. Swings around on his left foot. Kicks this ball up, and it's marked by Mitch Wadley there.
Strong play by Proctor there. Break the tackle.
Yes, he's been very handy today. Tigers come in board to young Norman. Takes the mark there on the centre wing. Goes to switch it back out, but it's not a great kick. Cut off by Connor Krebser. Tries to gather it in. Tried to be picked up by Jack McKeck. He can't pick it up. Tigers gather it. Flanagan tries to pick it up. He breaks away from Butterfield, gets one off to Caleb Dunn. Left foot kick forward to Cathillan, tries to gather it in with one hand. Runs around his opponent. Gets a hand pass on to Bennett. He has a shot, but it's gone out on the full. And it'll be a free kick to the Lions. Bring it back into play.
So the Lions will bring it in back on this club side of the ground. They'll kick it in there in front of the Coolum Butchery. We all know that the Coolum Butchery quality meats they have, so they supply the footy club with their barbecues and most of their supporters too.
Sam Martin brings it in field across goal to Matty Hamlin. Goes to kick wide, looking for Jacob Taylor. Finds him on that far half-back flank. Chips one over the top to Tom Sussa. He takes a mark in front of his opponent, Cock, and looks to move it on. He's just held up there. He's got Foley inside, but he comes inside to Connor Krebser. He takes the mark on the wing there.
Still time to get another goal.
Swings around on his left, sends this one in long. And George Alexander reads that much better than his opponent, Jock Cornell.
Yeah,
and he'll go back to take his kick. About 40 metres out straight in front.
Yeah, he was able to work his opponent under the ball. He didn't really push his opponent, but he just sort of worked him and then dropped back. He didn't push him. He might have had a hand on him early, but the umpire was right on the spot and he deemed it all legal. Alexander will kick from 45, dead in front, drop punt, goal.
Oh, it's a lovely kick, and it's straight through the middle. He's been right on song today with his kicking.
Once again, for those young kids, boys and girls watching, that's a great style of drop punt that George Alexander's got going there. You wouldn't go wrong if you were going to copy George's style of kicking.
So it's been all the lines in the first half, and it's been a pretty even contest in this second half. But
yeah, it's been an
probably
enjoyable.
Have to give the award to the Tigers on the scoreboard in the second half, but they just lack that scoring power up forward today.
Yep. They just don't have a dominator. That's what they need.
Yeah, so up in the ruck again. Olsen grabs it out of the ruck again. Tries to get a hand pass away. He's wrapped up and caught with the ball. And it's a free kick to Morton on that occasion, so he'll take the kick.
Also thought he might play like a rover in the late in the game.
He kicks this one long. It's gone through the hands of Larwood there. Tries to pick it up. Lockie Parker's all over him there. The ball's on the ground, and the umpire's going to ball it up there about 40 metres out in front of goal for the Wagga Tigers.
Some very tired boys out here now, Andrew. They're, I think they're waiting for the siren.
Olsen taps it down with his left, out to Aaron Proctor. Gets a hand pass away to Lockie Parker. He's been good in this second half. Been very lively. Kicks one out to Jacob Taylor. Takes a mark on the far flank there for Ganmain. Looks to come in board. Finds Shannon Butterfield with a good kick on the half-back flank there. He looks to play on quickly. Not a good kick to Tom Susse. He's wrapped up in a... Seb Hamler was, but it's been
he's flicked
not
it off
clear,
the ground.
and the ball's been thrown as a guide by
Tigers have been penalised for a
free
throw.
kick to Jacob Taylor there.
Yeah, he flicked it off the ground. It was just, he couldn't disguise it well enough.
Kicks this one down, but under the ball is Flanagan. Play on, says the umpire. And a few blokes starting to cramp up now. Tommy Anderson's gone down with one, and the Tigers kick this one forward to Morton. He's been crunched.
Yeah, might be.
He's been crunched by Aaron Proctor. And that's the end of the game.
So full time here at Ganmain Sports Ground. Scoreboard reads the Lions 16-8, 104. Tigers 6-9, 45. So Andrew's probably summed it up there. The Lions dominated first half, and you'd have to give the Tigers, the award for dominating in the second half.
Yeah, no, it was a very entertaining game in that first half. The way the Lions moved the ball and had control of it, and then it was just a real slugfest in that second half. A lot of tired players feeling the conditions, and it was a good win in the end to the Lions. They'd be very happy to get the 4 points on this occasion, missing a few players as Tigers were, and they get a chance to have a week off next week and
Yeah,
regroup for a big game in 2 weeks' time.
a good season opener, I'd reckon, and both clubs will be pleased to, or all the clubs will be pleased to have a break next week for Easter Sunday, and we might take this opportunity to wish all our viewers that view Baz's post, happy Easter and safe Easter if you're travelling, and we'll be back. We'll resume footy after Easter.
Very good.